try something here.
I feel like you're missing something at
I
the
got
top
it.
right. Go ahead.
I can't breathe. What we have, I've never had it. 'Cause I found love. This ain't love. This ain't magic. Ooh, magic. Have never been clearer. I see what you're doing to me now. They lie, they steal, they fooled us. Deep down I probably knew this. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect. Platinum seems so shallow, 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 shallow. But you are bright white gold. They made us lose our focus. The very same hands that formed us. Go build a better tomorrow. For you, I'd make it a rainbow.
That was fun. That was a good time. That was a good time. I won't belabor it, but it wasn't a good time. It was the opposite of good time. It was a terrible good time.
All right. So just so you know, you're
Yep.
not on the stream you think you are. So
I know.
everybody's at the old stream.
I saw that.
Okay.
And I
So
apologize.
this should be coming over.
I can tell you what happened too. Well, I'll tell you in a minute, but hopefully people make it, but it's okay.
Well, I kind of know what happened. I could see what happened here.
Let's bring you on. Let's bring on our troubleshooter. Oops.
Right? Because it went with the old title that you went in with a vMix, I feel.
No, that's not what happened actually. And
They used the old key.
nope, that's not what happened either. Actually, you know what? Let me show you while you're here. Why people hopefully will come over find me. They probably won't, but that's okay. Let's go. I'll take you over there real quick and show you what happened.
Was I right about not seeing that live? Was it stuck at the top? You
No.
couldn't see it?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. If we went into the planned stream, we were in here. That's not going to do it. I went up to the live button, click that, then things happen. Then they gave me the red button. But if you go back into the planned stream and try to pull things up through there, which you can get to it, it looks the same, but you're not going to see the start stream. So that is what happened, sir. And what are you going to do, man? Thanks for helping me get this together. I'm sorry that it was disruptive. You know, get a couple people. We lost some people. Maybe they'll find their way. That's fine.
They're going to make their way over here because Cashew was kind enough to put a link to the chat in there. And so then I said head over to the channel.
Okay.
And so I think they should be making it over.
Oh, yeah. I see that right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Something went wrong. Oops. Something went wrong. So.
Okay. That works. That's a positive.
It's not working, actually. You know what? Because it's a new.
Oh, yeah. So you're just going to do what I said.
I'll get the new overlay.
This is why this is good to practice this so you can just chill. It's like so easy to just update it and it only takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a problem to chill. It's not a problem to fix the overlay. So we got that going. Cool beans. Let's try somebody here. Let's see.
Okay.
See if we can get Brian Paul up here. Yep. See you on the other side. Okay. So, whatever.
All right.
That was
so you got this is the new chat, right?
This is our new chat, and it has all the chat, which is funny. See, I didn't even get a chance to read all the chat because everybody's gone. You know what?
Yeah.
There's not that many people.
Well,
here.
they all came over, so heck, just go say hi to who's here.
Yep. Let's see what's going on. I apologize, guys. That was uncomfortable. Let's see. We got on here. Yep. Check. I'm just gonna that's something you can't do. Okay. Let's just plop through these real quick. Why not? I see Patrick was here at one point. Nice to see you. I was watching his stuff. He's got a lot going on. He released a video on. He's doing stuff on Notion. Planning my first. I think he means Notion. Oh, Motion Stop Vid. That'd be cool. Let's go, everyone. Thank you, Zan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I don't know if he streamed today or not because I am so out of the loop. I know Sammy's around here somewhere. I'll find him. I'm just picking away here because I'm way behind. So.
Well, you made it through. I mean,
we made it through here. Yep. Replay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just watching replay of your last stream.
You had everything set up so nice, and it was going to work so well. But
I did.
This is the pains of figuring things out in a couple days.
There's so much that was gleamed, so much that was done and figured out. We got these nice little transitions going on. We've got the little backdrops. I did lose my large. No, I didn't. Here it is. We got my large. Look at that.
There you go.
And we look nice.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't how I wanted to go down, but this is where we are. Yeah. We're making that wardrobe and makeup, working them hard today, Patrick. Yeah, we were definitely fighting those gremlins.
Yeah, they were there.
And that's the thing.
You did a good job. You got it done. And you know what? On top of it all, your camera motion is the best that I've seen it so far. So
I appreciate that. Well, we did some work on that, you and I think we figured it out. It was about popping around. I mean, clearly there's been some problems if you've mentioned it, and I hadn't taken it seriously. I did, and now here we go. Who's this? Kombucha. Look at it. She's saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, that was from the other stream, actually.
She did a holly. I know. They carried over, so I don't know. I'm probably...
That's good it carried over, at least, though.
Yeah, it is. It is good. I don't know how many people found us because I see 5, but that's okay. We're going to play it out tonight and run with it. It's a test stream, people. Get over it.
You have 9 here right now.
Oh, mine's just showing. Oh, you know what's happening? Yeah. It's just all funny, really.
So this is the first time that Jeff is using vMix to do a live stream. I've been using it for a few months now, and he worked really hard on setting up his stream and getting things done so it could flow. But it's never perfect because it's just doing it over and over again to work it out, and he's going to get it down next time.
Yeah. You know what? It's all a learning curve. The thing that really... The streaming key thing, there is a little flow, a little flux to it compared to StreamYard, of course. And I misunderstood, like we were saying the same things and just happened to misunderstand what was happening. Yeah. And it was weird because it was scheduled and we were looking in the scheduled tab and not the live tab. So whatever. I mean, that won't happen again, but everything else I'm actually very happy with. And I'll explain some things in a second. And that's cool. I'm not. Am I getting new stream here? Let's see. Just make sure. I think I'm caught up.
Did that llama in the background on purpose. It's like just so you can see it perfectly. Obviously.
Oh, did someone say that? Did someone bring it up?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it, so I just want to make sure I'm caught up to where you are a little bit here. I see Todd must have been in here. Christmas clatter. I'm bouncing around, guys. I missed a bunch of things here trying to figure everything out.
Make sure you're on live chat too. Make sure you're on live chat.
No, I'm not, because that would be perfect. That helps. There we go. Thank you for that. I'm trying to remind you of that. Yeah, let's get down to here.
Bertelli's in here now.
I see Marlene. I'm just going to put some people up, and Ron, Patrick, of course. Marlene, we did this. And by the way, I just wanted to point out, Todd's taken our cue. He put up 3 Christmas trees, so I feel good about that.
Did he? Where is it? No, he didn't. Did he really?
Yeah,
Where?
he did. It's right here. Here.
Where is it?
I got it. It's up.
Come on, else. He did.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, he's evolving. He's like, hey, it's 3 trees until the end of the year.
Oh, there it is.
So he's going.
That's great.
I love that. That's great.
That.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. Let's see. I don't know. We'll just go down and get caught up in that. Yep. She says, "Hi, son."
What? No.
I'm kidding.
And there's Sai.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're probably farther down than I am at this point, so maybe.
I'm at the bottom.
I see you at the bottom.
Yeah. Anytime
cashews. I have cashews at the bottom. Anytime. I don't see anytime. I'm sorry. You are on live too, is right? We're just trying to, guys. We're just trying to get together. Hello, Noma. I saw Dan, but I can't. You know what? My stream is gonna. There we go. We'll just go there. Let me know, because right now my live chat bottom is Cashew's live streaming links, so something may not be.
Yeah, you're on the old chat. I don't know why.
I don't either, sir. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, look at that. No wonder.
Yeah, you're probably using the same pop-up that you used before. Since you started a new stream, you have to use the new pop-up, and you have to use a new URL.
Oh, no wonder I wasn't seeing all that stuff.
The joys of learning it all.
Okay, so we are really going to officially fix this now that Jeffrey is. I was wondering why. I was wondering because I'm like, I'm not seeing the same thing on chat that you were. All right, but here's the thing, guys.
Well, that's why I was trying to give a hint just to make sure. I didn't know what you were seeing, so.
Yeah,
but we're all good. Hi, everybody. Anytime Picker is in here, and thank you for stopping in.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Vince is going, what the dealio?
Yeah, here's what he's saying. Here we go. We're in sync, fellas and girls and boys and all.
Yeah, and the reason that went black for a second because he just updated the stream chat, and so that just covered it up a little bit.
So now we are truly in mode. It was so funny because I was like, I'm not seeing in chat. I hear you reading things. I'm like, where are you talking about? Yes, there's a llama in the background. I'm going to get to that in a second, by the way. There's a story behind that. So now I might... yeah. Huh? Yeah, I'm in a live chat, yeah.
Make sure you're in live, yeah.
I'm in live chat. Okay, thank you, everybody, for putting up with this nonsense. Whoa, llama. And I thank you for being here, Kim, and putting up with this. And it's funny because we did a test Saturday and Sunday. And it was smooth. Of course, we weren't doing all the extra frills. This wasn't the problem. I have everything in Stream Deck. Everything's being run from buttons and no problems. It was the stupid key, which I think we've all probably have dealt with at some point, but this one got me. You what? You what?
I've done it.
Yeah, you've done it? Okay.
I've done the same exact thing, and then I panicked, and then finally, I fortunately got it going, but then I was like, it messes up your whole vibe in the beginning.
It does, man. I had a vibe going. I had it all figured out. We were doing some good stuff, and it is what it is, man. You know, we can't worry about it. We got to just step right through it. Tommy, whose comment overlay are you using?
Somebody else's.
Not going to say.
Tommy.
Might be Tommy. Yeah, these things happen. I appreciate you guys coming over, that support. Believe me, it does throw you. We all know that. It throws you off. You have an energy, and you're like, oh, I got it all figured out. And I can tell you as a musician, I know that when you start getting comfortable, that's when things go south. That's why I said to you earlier, John, like, oh, I'll probably mess it up. That was kind of my way of saying, get that out of the way, break a leg,
Yeah,
and all that kind of nonsense.
It's not going to, everything's not going to go perfect. That would be too damn good.
I want it to go perfect.
But for the most part, that's a couple people have always said like a lot of times, and it's in like, we joke about it, but when you're using a software like Ecamm or vMix, and then you're trying to have a conversation and you're looking at chat and you're trying to set up your scenes and you're trying to look at the camera and there's a lot going on. And sometimes when you have multiple things happening and then you're like, lost in the chat or lost in something because people don't realize how much is going on until they have to do it. And then you get better at it. That's the whole point. Right?
Well, and we all get used to like StreamYard. You start getting conditioned, knowing where things are at. And you're feeling pretty ziggy about it, right? And then you move to something like this,
StreamYard. StreamYard is so simple that I think my grandmother could use it.
Ouch.
At that point.
And then here...
No, but and that's the whole point, though. It's so simple and effective for what you need, but this is like the next level up, so... There's
another aspect to it, too, of course. I'll just see here. We are all trying to find Jeff Spot. I landed somewhere. It's like when the moon landing, we don't know where they're going to land. You're like, we'll find him. We'll figure it out. It's going to be... He's got enough air for an hour.
Yeah. I kept on refreshing my subscriptions to see who was live, thinking that this might be happening, and then all of a sudden I saw your page come up, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know exactly
and
what happened.
Cashew at the same exact time was like, she sent
lifesaver. Thank you for that, Cashew. I know exactly what happened. That's the whole thing. Like I know exactly what went down, and I can deal with it next time. But it just.
And then you got to buy monitors too.
I actually like the monitors I have at the moment.
You need two the same size.
I would like two the same size, but yeah. I mean, I did fix my background issue, I think, that was going all wonky today. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to try it because no, it worked. I showed you earlier. It worked. Because I
couldn't see that live button. I knew it was hidden.
Yeah. So we have, here's where we're at, right?
I was like, I can't see the top of that page, and I know it's up there.
So just so we clicked on the schedule one, and then it had the link, and I tried, nothing ever popped up. So then I'm like, well, maybe I should be going to the live. So essentially that's what happened. But I mean, whatever, man. It's good. Thank you. I appreciate John for being here and walk me through it, because I was not happy about it, really.
You had 3 more minutes, I think. That was it. And they usually get rid of the stream at 9:15, at 15 minutes after they cancel.
I don't blame them, man. So yeah, you're in the right spot. I think just pulling the comments from the other. Yep. They're all. These are experienced people who knew it was happening. I'll scoot down. Llama, Clarina. So people are noticing the llama behind me, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm hearing.
I'm noticing that your camera is the best that I've seen it. That's what I'm.
Oh, that makes me happy. Yeah,
and I see the fluid motion. There's no jerkiness. There's no I feel like you're in 16 frame rate or something. It just looks really good.
It was even noticeable with me, and it was driving you crazy. What is this? Did he just have a Clark Kent Superman moment? Hi, everyone. Yeah. Except it was all Clark Kent.
Pretty much.
It was all Clark Kent. There was no Superman, anything going on. You have to change the key back to default each time. I had to delete hundreds of keys because StreamYard makes a new key. Yeah. The keys, I think, are like this. There are 100 inputs on the vMix right now. I know where they all are. They all make sense. They're on my stream deck. I can move around and do all the stuff. A stupid stream key. Because it's a weird, each way you go on is so different depending sometimes on the platform.
Yeah.
It drives crazy.
The thing is, if you had done it more times, you would have caught it. Because I did say to you, make sure it's on your default stream key, and then once you hit go live, whether or not it was on that stream key or not is going to be.
I'll be honest with you, John. The stream key wasn't the problem. I changed the stream key when we weren't seeing the red go. It was because we were in the scheduled tab.
Yeah, that's looking at the live. To be.
No, you got to be on that live, not the scheduled live. You got to go hit the live button. You can't be down there. That's how I fixed it. That stream key, I didn't need to change. What I needed to do was go to the right spot. So that's ultimately what messed me up. So that's what I was saying. Down here, that's where we went into. No,
it will change for you next time, because the reason you were in the live section is because you already used a different stream key to go live. That's why. And so that's why it forced you over into the live section. Otherwise, you'll always start in scheduled. You'll see the next time you do it.
But that doesn't answer the okay. It's possible. You might be right. That's fine. You might be right. I'm just changing some things around, guys. Steve Worthy, how you doing? What's going on, fellas? I'm catching you guys early tonight. I appreciate that. You're lucky you weren't here earlier because you would not have caught me. We figured it out.
Everything's working good, though.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm just kind of getting my bearings after that. That was not a great moon landing there. So I'm just we're trying to rebuild Steve Austin one leg at a time. Tommy says 2 weeks ago, my schedule literally disappeared out of the scheduled streams on YouTube. Oh, my God.
Really?
That's crazy. That would make me a little nuts.
Yeah, that's weird. Mm-hmm. And it is weird, right? Because when say you do start out, and both of us did in, like I started out in OBS, and then when we started doing it together, we were in StreamYard. And I was like, okay, StreamYard's so darn easy, you know? You just set up this stream, and it lets you do it like weeks ahead. And then I was like, okay, now I'm thrown to the wolves to go over to the studio in YouTube, and you got to learn that whole thing from scratch.
Thank you, Steve.
So there's definitely that learning.
Constantly playing. John's working with me, and
camera definitely looks better.
I think we're figuring some things out.
So
it's baby steps.
I don't know if did you see today in the news that Rode? I don't know. I belong to their emails.
Okay,
but Rode came out with a new boom arm today.
I didn't go and look at the details. I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm always interested in that. Did you get in there and take a look and make a thought?
Yeah. I checked it out. I mean, I got it right here if you want me to show it to you.
Yeah, let's put it up
really quick.
Yeah. So if I put you up and then I go John Cam and then look at this. Like I can do this stuff.
You see me, right?
Although, I can do this stuff. Hang on, I'll get rid of chat. Sorry, Steve.
So this is it right here, though. See how like thick it is here?
Look at how thick that is. Yeah.
And then it's like
hiding the cord.
Yeah, it's got these little nodules at the top that you've seen in other ones where it just clicks the cord down, which I like because I don't like when it goes through the cord all the time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I think that works better a little bit. Hold on. I wanted to show you.
That's okay.
Boom, like this. And this arm is thicker. And then they say that this arm now, it's got it's lighter. So this way you can put some lighter things on there, like smaller cameras and stuff. And then you could still put the bigger stuff on here because the hinges are different than the ones that came with the PSA 1A, the original one. But it's $30 more. And I don't think I'll upgrade or anything. But the point is I think it does look really cool, though.
I think it looks cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing if it's worth dipping into or if I should hold my money for a while. But look how smooth this is.
We just talked about that because it's getting so close to like Black Friday.
I know.
I'm afraid of spending money on something. All of a sudden, like great deals come up or something.
Yeah. I'm a little low on the chat for say we were trying to figure that out, right? If someone comes down with a little long one like Dan, Dan's got a little long one. Dan says, I looked at vMix and ran the other way. I can see it being for many others, but just not me. One thing I'm proud of is knowing myself well, knowing where to invest time and where not to. Yeah. I mean, it's not brain surgery, honestly. It took me a day to get this whole thing set up and running, and now I feel like it's a piece of cake, honestly.
And honestly, it wasn't vMix that confused you. Right. It was just knowing, it's confusing. It is.
I mean, there's a little investment of time, but I'll be honest with you, once you learn it, it's pretty standard. I have the Stream Deck tied to all my inputs and everything's going crazy. And the joke of it is we did all that crazy complex stuff. And then it was me just not doing the stream key and understanding where I got to go live in this scenario. I
also think
always the way.
Dan's got, 250 people, 275 people watching at times. So he's like, he can't, he's not going to do this. He's going to make sure that he knows it so well before he knows it to use it. He'll make sure.
I was watching, and Dan.
I think he could do it, though.
He could do it. I mean,
I know he can.
I know Dan well enough to know he could do vMix. It's really, like he says, it's about where he wants to put this value of time. Right. And I do that all the time going, well, is this where I want to put my value of time right now? And I hadn't with vMix. vMix was months and months ago. I downloaded it, right? And then now I'm like, this is a time where you and I need to get into this fall and do our stuff that we want to do. And I needed to invest that time. I was ready for it. And I wanted to go 1080 and all that good stuff. And once you make that commitment, it was great. I actually had a lot of fun doing this. I told you today, I wrote to you, I'm like, I'm having fun. This is actually great. Love the power. And then the screen key went
south. And then
south.
this is me first time coming in directly, like I am in your live stream besides the practice one. So it's like I basically just sit here and you take over everything, and because we have a direct call in. Yeah,
it's direct. That was weird. I came down here at 7:30, and there's John.
He was in his underwear.
I was
like,
I
hanging
was wearing,
out, and
and there's John. He's all like, he's just sitting on my thing because there's no knock. You're in, like if he dials in, he goes in. So I'm like, dude, always have pants on because this could get really uncomfortable.
Because we have a direct connection here. We're not using like a web direction, and this lets us come into
so I haven't had a chance.
Resolution.
I guess I did put my name up there. So I got that figured out.
That looks great.
Yeah, it worked out, right? It's not bad. Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Man, I'm so psyched about how fluid you are. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, and I've always said to you, watching you do vMix, the one thing I liked about it, even though people are like, "Oh, it's complex," there was a smoothness to the flow of the show. And I told you today, I put everything on my Stream Deck, and once you start doing that, it was just a lot of fun. Got the music on there, and there's so much power.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. To me, that was value of time well spent because now I'm just sitting here barely looking. I can just tap chat, take it off, put my name up there. And it's just nice not to have these things in my brain. I can swap out background music, which by the way, guys, I'm playing with this background music for fun. If it's too loud, if it's too annoying, just let me know. I just wanted to give it a shot, see where that level fell.
It's not running now though, right?
I just turned it on, yeah. But I may have turned that one. No? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's very low.
Is it?
That's acceptable though.
I mean, I can pump it up.
I mean, people could say whatever and see
good.
if it's what they think. But
yeah,
and
okay, don't panic. But somebody hit and just I got to reset my cameras. There we go. OBS opened up on me, so it took my camera for a second, so I had to just dump it and reset. Again, it's a great. I mean, you learn just by playing. It's not panic mode. You just got to know what you're doing a little bit. And thank you guys for coming today and let me play vMix with you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
So I'm learning these new the other thing I did I don't know where we got these great overlays. I'm trying to find the one. I'm just messing with you. Let me see if I can put this one in here.
And then Tommy, this is the point we were making the other day with Anytime Picker and Tommy making comments here, is that if you know what a good deal is and you're searching for the stuff, because a lot of these people that have tried like YouTube for the last year and maybe it didn't work out so well, I notice a lot of people selling equipment, and you could pick this stuff up real cheap. And if you've been using eBay in any length of time, you know how to comp out something to see if you're overpaying or not overpaying. And then you could just get like some really good deals now. So there's definitely stuff to watch for.
Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, and he was talking about he paid $115 each for his key lights. So what was our breakdown for our Dasneys? That would only been...
it was both of them. I got for 167. I think maybe a little cheaper.
Yeah, that feels right because I think I got mine on a bit. I'm sorry, left you up there. So this is kind of nice too, how you can slide in and out of that.
Yes, slide right over
without even switching out the. It's just really a beautiful setup, really smooth.
Yeah,
I like playing with it. I'm sorry guys if I'm tripping you out by going crazy, but I'm just playing. Kombucha says we aren't tripping about the tech difficulties. We don't get it. We don't care. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
That makes me feel good because I mean I can get over mistakes. I mean I make mistakes all the time, but it does rattle you, right? Like we all go where he
says that he made a mistake before. He was yelling backstage. He's like, I made a mistake with you, and then he gets all mad, starts yelling at me, and
you're holding me back, sir.
You do this to me all the time. It's not the stream key.
You're sabotaging me. You're sabotaging.
You know we make all this stuff up.
We do. It's totally lies. This is appropriate. So Roxanne says, we are learning more for those hiccups. Thank you, guys. Well, we always learn more in the hiccups. I mean, we always talk about that, right? You know, fall down, get up, fall down, get up. Put your hand on a hot stove once.
Well, this is, I mean, actually, I feel like you learn more from the mistakes because, like I told you, don't freak out if the chat doesn't work. It literally takes 10 seconds to set it up again. I'm going to show you how. And then I showed you the change factor, right? And then literally it's like 10 seconds because that kind of stuff can really just like freak you out, you know, because you're like, okay, it's so important to have the chat up and it's working and all that jazz. So I know
you did.
I know how it goes.
You knew, and I knew that something was going to hiccup. That wasn't the thing that I was worried about because we had done a test and I'd seen some things today. I'm like, everything's connected on the chat. I messed up the stream key because when I went there was no start stream, and then I started moving parts around. So I'll practice a couple times, but man, it was such a great way to get in here and
do this. A lot of people rolling in.
Yeah, you guys are great.
See the chat?
Yeah, and I want to just, I want to, you know what? There's 18 people. Let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to move you off for a second. So somebody caught the, and I didn't put a light on it yet because I wanted to see if somebody found it. There's a llama back there. It's a llama pinata. And truth of it is, I have to thank one of our amazing stream buddy supporters, of course, Roxanne from the UK. She spearheaded this llama thing. Now, it's not just a llama piñata, but I believe the artist name is Elizabeth, and I'm just going to put this up here, but it's from France, and she's an artiste. Elizabeth, I believe. Correct me, Roxanne, if I'm getting it wrong. What a beautiful product. That's and so cool. I was really, really moved to open that up because that's quite special to me. And, you know, we make fun of the whole idea with llamas and we have fun with that. But the truth of it is, I love llamas. I've grown up with them in my adult life. I birthed them. I watched them die after, you know, they got older and sick, and you do get attached to them, and they are very beautiful creatures, honestly. And if you're someone like me who has anxiety and depression, they're absolutely amazing animals to help you deal with that. And so they're wonderful creatures. So I make fun of that, and it's fun to make fun of it because you should. But to receive this was just another one of those. It was a kind of a trigger back to that time period of my life that was so important to me. And
is that like does that? I'm sorry.
No, go for it. No.
Does that llama like it looks like almost like artistic, like in the sense that it looks like Peruvian or like South
exactly.
American or something?
No, she really. I'll put a light on it and I'll bring it maybe next stream. Last thing I want to do is start tripping on things but I'll bring it up next time and we'll, you know, just so you guys can see it. But John's exactly right. It's tied in amazingly to a Peruvian style. It's got those
colors.
Earwear. Yeah, it's just lovely all the way around. And again, Roxanne, I'm just moved by it, and all you people that not only do things like that for John and I, because it is for John and I mean, we love you guys, honestly, and we're here because we love doing this. Yeah. And I'm not talking a whole lot about tech tonight, I know, but we are, because vMix is my first time. This is baby steps. We all go through that first time of using new software, whether it was StreamYard, OBS, Ecamm, and vMix, or whatever it is. Anything. We all know that fear of going live early on is bad enough. And then that's why I was glad to do this now. when live streaming itself doesn't bug me.
Right.
But obviously there's a lot to think about here, and you can get yourself a little bit psyched out a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much, Roxanne. And make sure, correct me, but I believe the artist name was Elizabeth.
She put a link. Cashew did.
Okay, I'll look at that. Is that massage parlor music asking for? Yeah, no, it is. I love that he's asking for a friend. Yeah. Yes, Mommy Lala's going. She tripped over 1,000. Hi. Congratulations. I don't have any confetti.
Yes, congratulations.
But I think
I think she's got her hours, so she should have an email like happening. So that's really good.
That's just fantastic. It's good to see people get there finally that we've been watching grow and do their travels, and John's getting there. We're kind of pushing that energy for him as well. I can't wait for that. That's going to be a great night of you in llama pajamas. Oh, he was talking about a light box.
Before the 15th.
Well, you never know. You know.
Nah.
Llama for your mama.
If it doesn't happen before the 15th, I'm not wearing llama pajamas.
Come on.
Only if it happens.
Oh, God.
I think I said that
you did, though. That's
18th, actually, because, that's...
It's a llama for your mama. What's that book you read? What's the book? The Mama Llama book, right? Was it Llama for Your Mama? Is that the book name?
Llama Mama.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't have any kids, so I never
Roman's anytime picker, and that's the Key Light Air he got for $10.
That's what he was saying. He got a deal.
Yeah, that's like, I think it's 100. That one is like, I think 115, I think. It's the smaller one. So, but that's nice, man. I need to find that. Can we find that?
Right? It's great to see you, Roman. That's a great deal, man. That's, So, Mr. Lindsay McDonald. Is that a new name up there? That's a new name for me, I believe. Yeah. Love the llama. Well, then you were in the right place, sir. We're so glad to see you. So glad you stopped in. I appreciate it. So, yes, I thank you for my inaugural vMix tripper out here with John. And we're here, by the way. We're tripping through the chat. I'm trying to get caught up and settled after that little scuffle. And
it's hard to get settled.
It is. Afterwards, it's like, I'm feeling pretty good. But just remember, for anybody if you've been here a long time or if you're new, just remember, Mr. Lindsay, that if any tech questions, it doesn't matter. Whatever that topic is, don't be afraid to drop it. If you're like, oh, my cam link's not working, or my ISO's off, or what should I do for just drop it. Talk. We'll stop and we'll talk and gladly help you along if you have an issue. We're kind of in the weeds tonight because of the whole vMix thing and the whole problems, but we want to talk tech and life and all those things and community. So don't be afraid to to lean in and talk to us a little bit.
I don't think we talked about what we should do is we didn't talk that we were on a interview this past weekend.
Oh, this is true.
We didn't even bring that up. We should bring that up. Go ahead. Paul from
I'm going to get it wrong.
Philly Flipper.
Philly Flipper. Because there's two like
the PH.
Yeah, that gets me. It always gets me with the PH. That was a good time,
and
Paul.
His name
Thank
is
you.
Paul,
yeah, Paul. We had a great time. He had us on.
He's an eBay reseller. Like a few of the people in here, like Tommy introduced us to him and Tracy, and he kind of made that happen because he saw that in a short time how we made such great improvements. And so he wanted us to open up into some of the people that are there in case they had any questions.
Yeah.
And by the time we were done talking, we made a few suggestions, we had a few laughs, and we had a great time with Paul, who's a great guy. And we just want to thank everybody who stopped in, like Darlene and Anytime Picker and Tracy that watched us, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys made it a fun time. I mean, it was 2 hours, and it just felt like it was 20 minutes. We met some new people there, and that's always fun. And of course, the stalwarts and our good friends that we've been hanging with lately. But always good to make new friends. And all those people on that reselling, they've been just whatever aside as far as this. They've been really kind to us, I have to say. And everybody kept saying they're a pretty strong community. And you know what? They're not kidding. I've noticed that in all their chats and how they talk. And there's always a clown somewhere. But for as big as the community is, it's very nice. It's
everybody's been like super supportive of us, and they know we're going in the right direction. They see us working really. I actually just got a comment today, and it's like, that was the first thing it said is like, you're always working really hard. And it's like, Jeff and I are working super hard to get to something that is above an average looking production, like a lot of people here, because that's just the way we want to flow. But the whole idea is to touch people in that way of whatever level you're at. Maybe we can help you. Maybe we can help you emotionally with the struggles. Right. Maybe we can help you with the tech. And it doesn't have to be the tech, but just experiencing something for the first year going through YouTube, and a lot of stuff that people don't talk about is some of the cool stuff that we can talk about. And so that, we're always there thinking about all these little things.
Yeah, there's that tech and the tech of using the tech, the inner tech. And Patrick, I get this. So one time he started streaming at church, baptism, Zoom wouldn't pick it up. the mic, a split second, switch to phone. I mean, you have to have a backup plan, and no matter how raw it seems. And if you do that, people are always amazed. First of all, they're like, oh, I know it's not the greatest thing, but it worked. And sometimes that's what you have to do. Sammy says this might be the biggest stream that Jeffrey ever has done with the viewers. Oh, well, thank you, Sammy.
Yeah.
It might be. It's
you had like 24, 25 people in here.
I know.
That's great.
I chased them off with that scare stuff at the beginning. You know, anytime you mentioned messing up is part of learn. It is. The musicians, anything, I'll tell you, they always say when you're practicing, if you're not messing up, you're just messing around. You're not practicing. Because if you're really practicing, you're screwing up. Because you're supposed to work on things that you're not good at. And so that's the whole point of practicing. And unfortunately, yes, I practice this, but it's really hard to mimic live. There's live and there's live. It's like sports. You can practice, but live game speed is always different. Things get different. We aren't as comfortable no matter what we all say. We're happy for that support to give you, Lala, because you've been extremely supportive of all of us, everybody.
Of everybody. Everybody that
everybody.
Streams, everybody that's in the same community, and you put the effort and the hours in, especially. So.
Oh, thank you, Cashew. Yeah, be sure to subscribe to John too. Let's get over there at Coffee Talk if you haven't. Beyond the amazing advice, which, by the way, I mean, people always ask me behind, but yeah, I watch his videos for some help, and I'm thinking about getting on the phone thing, so I can have another camera that really I can use for now until I get my new camera. Yeah.
And that's another message I got today, where someone has a camera that they can't figure out what's going on with it, and they're actually using that method for their videos, and they thanked me in a message today.
Okay.
Like, it's just really great with when your videos get feedback like that from other people around the world.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't even fathom that, right? But then it's like around the world, and it's pretty cool.
It's
and the
weird,
connections
though.
that YouTube makes is amazing.
I'm strapping myself here at the cord. It's weird. You're like, oh yeah, this person's from Melbourne, or this person's from the UK, and you're like, that's just weird sometimes to have that. It gets you get used to that because it is such an easy way to connect. But yeah, it's Lamageddon, all right. We're busting chops. Darlene, how you doing?
I love that. That's
I hope
funny.
that tonight's stream is dubbed Lamageddon. Of course you like it because it's like for you it's a picture of a llama probably blowing up or something. So then you've got that. It's Lamageddon. Poof.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in love with llamas, but
no, it's fine. No. I mean, it's okay. I mean, not everybody needs to be.
It could be It could be, whatever.
You you better be able to tolerate it, because some things might start showing up, in some overlays, and so you might want to.
I'm not against it, I'm just like
you're not a maniac hater of it. You could be like, oh, I can deal for a minute. You're like that cuddly person that likes a lot of soft. I could like see you sleeping with a teddy bear or something.
Me, like I sleep with like a board of nails and stuff.
Sorry,
like
Danielle.
that, so. And then and then how it is. I think she's sleeping. My wife is probably sleeping already.
Well, she's a board of nails. Is that what you call her? So, well, if she's not sleeping, we'll know in a minute. So,
right. It only takes a short amount of time.
Yeah, we might want to move our chat up a little bit. So, Roxanne says, yes, the artist name is Elizabeth, Flamingo Animations. And I saw that Cashew had dropped a link in there. Thank you. Thank you for her as well. She's been absolutely a darling and took a lot of care to create that llama for you. It's the first of its kind. Wow.
Awesome.
It's very clear to me. Like, I'm a big fan. You'll see a lot of you, if you're on my Instagram or Facebook, I put up a lot of local artist stuff. This was made by a local artist. my little mug for Halloween. I don't know. I just love
that. That was cool too.
It is fun. I like supporting that, and I always I don't like things, but I like things that have either a story or they're a one-off, or I know the person who made them. I don't know that. It's the story behind the object. Like, the object itself doesn't do anything for me, especially if it's mass-produced. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy a light bulb from somebody, from an artist. I'm going to go to, Home Depot and buy a pack, but I might. So I mean,
that's what's like Mama Lala. That's like, she makes these cards from scratch. You can't buy these cards, and that's what makes things like so
Yeah, like it's the same.
Like, no, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you could find something. You're like, oh, I want that, and then you look at it, and you're like, wow, you can't buy that anywhere. You know, it's like it had to be made by somebody, and it's really cool. I like.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the cards are a great one. Like if you can find, and that's something that I had thought about with Lala. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can grab a hand, because we always send cards out. It's kind of a lost art, but I like to send cards out. Sometimes you make them on your own, or you just grab some. It would be kind of fun to send some of those out there. Put our team together. I need 150 cards. Get that moving. I look, examining that lovely creation. It is clearly handmade. It's quite beautiful, and I can see the care that was put into that, and that matters a lot to me. AJ, how you doing, my friend?
Yo, what's
Still
up,
around?
AJ,
I
Core
tell you
TV.
what, that guy's got a great beard, by the way. Oh my gosh.
Yes, he does.
Yes. The practice thing is really, that's a whole nother life that I lead in parallel with this. And every day I talked to John, I probably put about 2 hours of just maintenance time. But you do have to do practicing when you're struggling, because guess what? You only know about this much of music ever. And you get lazy. I mean, you kind of, you get beat down. You're like, I'm just going to play what I know. But the truth of it is, if you want to progress, you got to do stuff you don't know. And it's not a lot of fun sometimes, but it's fun to learn. Marlene, lots of viewers. Oh, they're wonderful people. I don't know what to tell you. AJ, how you doing? What's new with AJ? What's going on with that guy?
He's been gaming. He's doing his gaming channel, and he's saying that he's going to start doing. He really enjoys doing a little bit more tech stuff, and so he says he might lean into that. And he's got 2 kids, and I think he's got a lot going on. I believe he's like just finishing up getting a pool put in his backyard, so he's got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, so. You know, I was always told that the 2 favorite times about pool is when you put it in and when you take it out. I kid. At least here in Wisconsin, because you get maybe you get 15 days of use. So, you know, it's not a lot of fun, because you clean it and prep. It's just so cold here. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Let's go to Lake Michigan. Yeah. What's this here? I want to see an iPhone 13 brought in that way. Yeah? Okay. I don't know if he means through the vMix, or did I miss something?
I don't know. One or the other. Yeah, it could be done that way. That's for sure. That's really cool.
Brian's probably an iPhone guy, right? He kind of reminds me of an iPhone guy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm thinking that probably makes sense with his ecosystem.
Because you use Video Ninja, it's web-based, so it doesn't matter if it's an iPhone or a Android. So
yeah, that's true.
You can bring it in either way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For the last push, I'm gonna. John's not. I mean, John will get out there, but I mean, at some point we all need that little nudge, and I'm not gonna hide in a corner and not. Yeah, we're gonna acupuncture time for John. That's what I like that. Little pins and needles. So yeah, on that note, by the way, I went to the chiropractor today.
Dig that thumb in. Yeah, I've been going to chiropractor since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And then,
I did damage a disc.
Which disc?
I don't know what it's called. It's a lower left thingy-majiggy down there.
L4, L5.
Something like that, yeah. It's quite painful. I'm not going to lie to you. Starting some treatment on that. I just wanted to get there and make sure that the stretches and everything I started were right. They were, thank goodness. And also that I wasn't actually damaging, things more by doing certain things. So backs are not a good thing to let go. So you want to stay on top of that. Right. You know what I mean? Especially as we get to a certain age. Oh, my goodness. Question. Do you guys plan your lighting, Kombucha? I know this question has come up a lot before, but I can't remember the answer. And I know I'm leaning into John. I'm sorry. I can't remember the answer, and you both have moody lighting, and I like it. You know what? I'm really happy you said that, because I said to John earlier when he came on, now it was actually darker, but he had to go back and turn on an extra light. I like this moodiness. I mean, sometimes I do like it bright, but it's, I like the colors and the mixtures.
Yeah, and we don't talk about it.
No, we don't. Never.
Just come on in the way we want, and but we did for the first time have a talk and say yesterday. I think this weekend, come in darker this week, because I wanted to do. It's easier on your eyes when you've been streaming a lot lately, so I like to coming darker today to rest my eyes up a little bit. Plus the lack of sleep. So
I did that too, and then that is what I did. I did up my ISO. I only have one. You might notice I went with a Rembrandt style. You know, because if that's 1%. That's really how. I mean, let me show how dramatic that is right now. If I do it, so this would be 1% on the left. It's a dramatic difference. That's
and what lights are those?
Those are the Dasneys. Same ones you have.
1%.
1%.
How close is that to you?
They're not even at arm reach. But keep in mind, my ISO is at 650 or something or whatever. So, you know, I cranked that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wanted to because I really wanted to bring the lights down. I may have overshot. You know, maybe 300 or something is a little better for having latitude. But it's fine. And then if you notice a shadow above my head, I left that. That's actually my boom mic for recording the video stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of fun to have the shadow up there. It was just kind of movement. And I'm like, it's dark, moody shot. And so I was kind of glad. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for saying something. That makes me feel good. Cashew says, I know what you mean, Jay. I'm a lot more sentimental about my iPad knowing the company who made it. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's AJ does ask a real question that I got to. What in-ear monitors are you guys using? Was thinking of switching from hot over the ear cuffs. And so I have
what happens pretty fast, that it gets so hot.
Yeah, for me it got tiresome. I didn't like always the look. I wanted a cleaner look, and then they were getting hot. I use the KZ Pros. I have a link I can throw down here at some point. I'll grab it for you, AJ. John might have his link. I think mine are a couple bucks more, like 40 some. I love these. I don't think for live streaming, like if I'm a musician, I'm going to want a certain dynamic range. But for a live streamer, I think spending more than $40 is nuts on in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
I've used these for big gigs, you know, and they're fine dynamic range. I got them. The Pros had a little bit more low end. So yeah, give them a shot. Go on and are you looking for yours by chance? Because I can dig mine.
I have them right here.
Yeah. Okay, you can drop
These
it.
These are I got K-Bear Larks. They're K-Bear, L-A-R-K Larks.
Okay.
And there's no mic, but they're actually 20% off. Right now they're $29.99, and then you get 20% off. So that's a good price. And what colors do they have here?
I don't know. Mine are like a purple.
So I got a gray, I got purple, and that's what I have.
Yeah.
And then I got green. So I have all of them, and I have the purple because I just like the purple. So that's what I went with.
Okay.
But they've been really good.
You've liked yours. I've liked mine as well. And what is yours going for? Yeah. What did you say? How much do they go for?
They're $29.99 plus 20% off. I just dropped an affiliate link in your chat, by the way. So you can check that out. But it is affiliate link, just to let you know. So I get like $1,000 if you use that.
Dan says, I find myself talking differently when I have in-ear bud monitors. Hard for me to get used to. There are some people who really can't stand that. I think it also depends on how good your monitoring is. Like some people have a little lag because they don't really have a great monitoring presentation. I'm pretty fussy about it.
He's got the Rodecaster now.
Well, then it should be pretty good.
I use them. It works great.
I don't know. I like it. I can tell, Dan doesn't use it in a good way because there is something to be said for that. And I notice that when I do the live, when I do the videos and I don't have the monitors in, I like it. I like not having that in a way, but to hear everything, I need to hear all that. I want to hear all that stuff in a certain way. It's a good question. I mean, for me, I've always used them for everything from music to whatever, so it's not hard. Mr. Lindsay says, here's a question. Are you guys familiar with the 003 rack? Did that ring a bell with you?
No.
Okay. Could you enlighten us a little on that? He's guilty. Yes, he is. So questions. How are you liking vMix?
Sounds something like an amp. An amp, it's probably got multiple things probably for adjusting your music, compression, all that.
Okay.
I would think.
All right. I'm interested. I like it a lot, Sammy. I mentioned at the beginning that it took a second, but for me, if I never had to use StreamYard again, I wouldn't. Once you get it figured out, it's really nice. His 03 is old, but appears to need repairs. Do you think it's worth repairing old electronics? Oh boy, that's a good philosophical question.
It's got FireWire. That's how old it is.
That's old. I have a Presonus FP10 that has FireWire, and that's got to go. It'll work if you have that interface, of course. But as far as repairing,
yeah, they don't even sell it anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I guess it depends on what he what he would look for in comparison. It just seems to me that the repair on that probably is going to be too close.
No, it would probably make no sense if you looked into it, just because the new stuff does so much more than it used to even like 5 years ago. So you'll probably find something that will be just as effective as this is, probably for as much as you're going to get that thing fixed for it, if it's something minor. But.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm anything that I have with FireWire in my rack, because I have a bunch of rack stuff for recording, I'm jettisoning, you know what I mean? There's not that much in there anymore, but I have the Presonus FP10, and it does work, but it's just legacy, and it's getting harder and harder to really justify that. So, Sammy, I'm actually controlling the stream tonight. Yeah,
he is.
Most towns prohibit you from building an indoor pool. Yeah, an indoor pool. No, they don't care for that. You can do domes, but they don't really care for the. I've seen a lot of dome pools.
Indoor. Well, these people rich.
I don't know. The people right along Lake Michigan are, but not the rest of us. Hey, Ken, how you doing? He's been so active.
Hey, Ken, what's going on?
It's been fun to watch. Screw down here.
He just interviewed Dan.
Okay, go for it. No, they're just talking.
I was just saying he interviewed Dan yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun one, and they got into the whole imposter syndrome. I know that's that thing that, and when Dan said, "I don't have it," he wasn't being like, "I don't have it." He was saying, "I just don't know it. It's not my thing." And okay, it's not for you either. And I don't think anybody should have to apologize for not really being your shtick any more than somebody who has it should have to apologize for feeling it. So I liked it. It's funny. I said to you, we were listening to it. You were actually on stream. I was listening to it through it while I was working on vMix. And then I went back, but I had a rough day yesterday. We all have rough days. I told Ken, and I wrote him, I was like, I just needed to hear what you guys had to say today. Because they're just matter of fact, go for it. Don't sit around, struggle, go for it. Don't overanalyze.
Yeah.
And I wrote him, I'm like, I needed to hear what you guys were laying down.
Yeah. So just so they know, just hit record is Ken. And, we were literally testing and working through things while we were watching the stream at the same time with Jeff. And so we did hear them all. And then you guys are saying, oh, you just got to get not caught up with this. And Jeff's like, yeah, that's
me. I got to start. I was
saying this back.
And it was really weird. It was really weird because we were on a vMix call and I didn't have you up because I was working, but John was playing it as he had it up. And we were talking about the stream, what you guys were saying. I was actually hearing it through his browser connect through there, which again, it sounded like it was right in my ears. Just a lot of fun.
By the way, next Monday, 7:00 at Just Hit Record, Ken's, I'm actually going to be on a show. He asked me to come on, and I'm really thankful. So that's going to be awesome next Monday.
I'll get to watch the football game then. I'm kidding. I'll watch it. I'm just kidding. Because you're on there, I don't want to watch you, but I want to watch Ken. It was a joke that didn't quite land. Dan says, I'm just so used to talking all day, every day with teaching, coaching, yelling at my kids, so it's different. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Everybody comes with a different flow and skill sets of thresholds and all that, so no apology needed, no whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
He was talking about wearing the in-ear, and I see a lot of people, they will start out a stream, and they'll wear it for about a minute, and then they'll just pop them out and throw them to the side. I've seen that numerous times because they know the audio is working correctly at that point. So
yeah, I mean,
it's not something I like to do just in case.
I mean, I've had to do a lot of that
because I like to be on top of it.
I always feel if I don't like doing it. I've had to do it because the monitoring's so bad because the sound guy started doing heroin in the middle of the show or something. And so you pull one out so you can hear what the bass player's really doing live, maybe if you get lucky. I don't like it. I start to have vertigo. It's just uneasy for me in those settings. So more power to you, man. Yeah, I mean, you're a teacher. You've dealt with it all. So, I'm a musician. We're weak. We're weak-minded. You know how it goes.
That's my dad.
Yeah, so Mr. Lynn, I know. He said it is for recording. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's such amazing things out there nowadays. Like I saw he's got
how many
like
channels?
4 inputs. And
how many inputs was there? 4 on there? Was there 4 on that?
I think there
unit?
was 4. 4 mics were capable. I think I got rid of it. Oh,
I mean, Mr. Lindsay, I'm actually looking for at the Focusrite 8 channel.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd gen. I think that's what I'm going to go after for my interface and put 8 channels. I got a Snakes from running drums. And if I want to run my vocals through there or 2 channels for testing, I can run it through there if I want. It's not a problem, right? Brian's, I can't listen to myself in my monitors, but I like having them in to hear guest and music. So do you take yourself out? Because it would be like in water. I'd be feeling like I was underwater if I had to do that. Patrick says, if you don't have guests, are in-ear monitors necessary? No, not really. No. Unless you're pumping out other audio. Because if he is pushing, if he is putting music through an external sound, or if you're doing anything like that, it is going to bleed through and cause problems. Anything that you put out like that's going to be it's not going to cause problems, but it's not going to sound good, right? So, I mean, you don't need it.
I was going to say is that when you have like all the separate stuff coming in, like from, browsers and stuff like we do.
Yeah.
I want to know the levels, so I absolutely want to keep them in so I can hear the levels. Now, if I'm just sitting here to hear myself talk, that's a whole different story.
So, like I watch Patrick, or if I watch his video, so if he does a live like he does his video, where it's just him talking and how he's doing it, I think it could be fine without it. But yeah, the minute you start putting any audio through a browser, John and I, we've lamented the fact that you can't really trust some of the meters. Now, I found vMix to be a little bit more solid, but here's the thing. That can fool you, depending on your source. For example, in Windows, where you have your source pumped into a particular virtual cable, is that 100%? In our case, we're using also an XLR, which has sub mixes. Did we drop that? And then tonight, I put music into my Stream Deck, which you can also assign another level at a granular level. So where in that chain of like 4 different possibilities has the volume been pushed down? And so one of the meters may look a certain way. I don't know. Maybe I'm going in the weeds, but I would just use my ears for that.
I think it's just I like to keep track of things, and plus I know Patrick, being how he is, he's always wanting to improve things. So I think that when he starts having more of that stuff going on, that he's definitely going to want to keep track of what he can hear in the levels in the stream. There's no doubt.
I just want to do this.
Thank you, Dan.
Look at this. I just love this. I got to get your name up so I can flash it up there when I want.
I'm so dark today, I feel.
I know. You look good, man. Don't change. And then we need an hour of this. John, you're welcome to talk in the background, but just turn yourself down maybe 10 dBs.
I'm just going to put my feet up for a little while.
Oh, God, don't do that.
Exhausted.
Exhausted. What are you exhausted? I know. You work. I know. I know what you're saying. So,
what am I exhausted for? Holy
Well, I want to back up here. Yes, Mr. Lindsay. I'm thinking that's the way you go, man. Can never tell somebody what to do. I don't know people's budgets. However, you're asking straight up, John is exactly right. That is not the right gear to repair, and especially for the long term. Even the short long term.
Yeah.
So I think it's in your best interest to get you something that's going to be a little more future proof. I think you'll be happy that you did.
And then the thing is, because the newer things are so much more advanced and smaller, he could decide whether or not he wants to keep it rack mounted or not too. So he could literally not have to, and he could have double the inputs and outputs if he wanted to. So
that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Someday I should do a thing on my rack mount stuff. I don't know. I thought one day about trying to run stuff through that interface and run it in here. It'd be kind of fun to see, but I don't know. It's a lot of work.
No, let's just worry about stream keys.
That hurt me deeply.
I'm sorry. I should have had the sound ready for that one.
I know, right? Ken says, I appreciate you guys. Glad it helped. Oh, yeah. He must have been talking about something up here.
Yeah, I mean, about his stream, talking about like how.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Feel.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still worried about the stream key. You said stream key in mine.
It's weird because
brought me down, bro.
What's really crazy is like I'm the only person that I've ever had a conversation with you on the level that we have about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Really don't understand it very well, right?
No, you don't.
And so then you come off like a jerk, I feel. Like people look at you like, how can you not understand it? And here's the thing. You have to realize when you're when you're a competitive athlete, or you're always learning stuff, or you're always trying to improve, it doesn't matter what it is, right? This is the way I think, because even as a young child with motorcycle riding and fixing things and perfecting a sport, a powerlifting, where you're in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, right? Yeah. I always just feel like, hey, listen, we all start at a certain level, and then it's not expected that you have to be an elite athlete from day one. It takes decades for some people in some sports to become an elite level, you know? So I always think of those things in my head, and I just never put that feeling on myself that way.
But you know, I just want to caution people because, I agree. Like Dan and Ken were very emphatic. That is not us. And they clarified it though. They didn't say that's not us, leaving everybody to believe that you're the problem. What they said is, that's not us. That's not how I operate. And this is why. So they qualified why and it made total sense. But I will say this, when people say they don't understand something, it is tricky. I run into this, and a lot of people that are in this chat have depression or anxiety. I'll give you that. I do. So it is really difficult to talk to somebody. I never had an anxiety attack until 15 years ago, and it became a lifelong thing. And to talk to people,
never had one until 6 years ago. So
right. So and trying to talk to certain people they'll say, I don't know what that means. Why would you have it? I mean, it's judgmental. I've not felt it, thus it doesn't exist. That's the difference where people, and I'm not saying at all that's what I want to caution people, that is not what you're doing.
Absolutely not.
There are people who do that, but that is not at all what you were doing. That's not what Dan was doing or Ken was doing. And I really, really appreciate that. That was a really great conversation that they had. And then
I always made the comment to you, right? Just because I'm trying to wrap my brain around certain things, right? Mm-hmm. I always made the comment to you, maybe I don't feel that way because I haven't challenged myself enough either, though. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not, because I have challenged myself in certain areas, and I know I'm not as good as a lot. Like, listen, when you're an athlete and you see what someone is doing that weighs 70 pounds less than you, and let's just say their total in this sport of lifting weights is equal to yours, and you're 70 pounds heavier. How can you walk around like an ego? Like, there's no way in heck I'm walking around with an ego.
I don't know, man.
What I'm just saying is,
I've seen people who play drums, for example, like they're just absolutely starters and terrible, and they walk around like the biggest egos in the world. So I mean, people can manifest any kind of ego. I don't even care. Like, that doesn't even bother me. I'm like, whatever. I mean, how does that affect me? What affects me to see other people go, they'll like lay it out there to their vulnerability. Like, I get anxious when I go live streaming, or I have anxiety, and then someone's like, well, I don't have anxiety. What are you talking about? That doesn't exist. Because I've had people tell me that. I've not felt it. It doesn't exist.
But is that imposter syndrome, or is that wanting to get everything right?
No, it has nothing. They're not the same thing, but it's the same vibe of I've not experienced imposter syndrome, thus it does not exist. That is a problem for me. But I wanted to just kind of clarify, because we were kind of circling that is not what you're saying, or Dan or Ken. I appreciated that.
No.
Where some people. There are, like, the egomaniac guy who's got 6 months of drumming, playing, what thinks he's great. There are people who stream and they throw that out there like it's a badge of honor. Well, why? I mean, it's good for you. Like, I applaud that you don't have to deal with that. But some people do.
And that's not what I mean by any means, because I do have, like, there's like J.A. will tell you, I have like a ritual before I start my stream.
Yeah, he
wants to talk and stuff, and I'm like, okay, when it hits like 4 or 5 minutes before, I just like, I don't want the talking, I don't want anything. I want to sit there and concentrate on the way everything starts.
Sure.
And I have this whole mindset of everything
I think a lot of people. I'm sorry, I stepped in. There are a lot of people who really like that ritual. I have a ritual. Again, I always bring it back to music, but I have a ritual at gigs. I know how much to drink, how much time I need, and if I don't have those steps, I get fidgety and pissy. To a lot of people, and I haven't really worked mine out here yet. Right now, I'm kind of like, it's fine. But the truth of it is, it's good to have those 3 minutes and be quiet. However, I did not have that tonight. I had 3 minutes and a house burned down right in front of me.
I'll tell you what, you did a good job when you were backstage and you were like, I don't know what the heck is going on. And it's like me, I'd be like yelling. I'd be like, this should be working right now.
Yeah, I just had we formed some new words, at times. I mean, I've been there where the curtain's going up and things are going bad. I was trying to hold it together. My only thing was, there's always that moment, right, everybody? We all know where you're like looking at, you've tried some things, you went, I'm out of options. I've MacGyvered. I don't have anything else left.
Yeah.
And then
I heard it in your voice.
You did. I went, And then there's that's usually where the clarity kicks in, because you've given in to all of it. And it was right then I said to you, I think I know. And I went over there and clicked it, went through the thing. It's just, you got to give into it some points. It's
you better say hi to some of these people.
I know. Well, you were talking so much. My guest is pretty cool. He's not. Let's move along. He's not that cool. Yes, I'm looking at. I would love to get that. I would. That's.
I've been looking for you, by the way.
I know, man. There's got to be a used one out there. And I want to answer the question. So why do most YouTubers use the mics that you have and not the wireless ones? And a quick answer that I'll give you: wireless ones are just not very dependable. That's A. There's a lot of interference if you have a battery packed, or maybe that's just the starting point of that. I think they're potential. So for me, I think the quality is going to be better. So that's A. And bigger diaphragms, more rejection. I could put it on boom and move it around, as opposed to there are the people who use wireless, and I'm sure they're fine. I would just say it's about quality. It's about taking the unknown aspects out by hardwiring it in. I think that's.
And then
you go.
I was going to say, before they made the Rode mics, right, the first set, most people were buying the Sony professional wireless mics that are not cheap, and the reason they were doing that was because of inconsistencies with the cheaper mics. And then Rode came out with that, and a couple other people, not just Rode, and the quality went up. And then the Rode 2s came out, and it even took it to a different level. So yeah, those wireless mics used in the situations where they're very useful, they're incredible. I have one. I have those setups. But this right here, for this particular setting and what we're doing, this is going to be a better sound, a better quality, etc.
I really love these mics. And so, Art, how you doing, my friend? Fashionably late, dramatic entrance. Yes, Art. You did. I saw when he came in, he did the spin, he did the bow. He was very respectful. I thought it was really nice.
He looks like a giant ballerina. Art's
he's very light.
Me and Art are like about the same size.
He's a lot more flexible than you'd think. Dan says you can be self-aware and empathetic at the same time. I would say that the more self-aware you are, the more empathetic you are. I think there is a correlation between the two, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I just feel like I'm always trying to, because to be super honest, I feel like I'm always trying to work on my self-awareness, because that I feel like I've lacked there a lot of years, because growing up the way I did was always worrying about myself to get through. Mm-hmm. So if it wasn't just worrying about me, then I was losing perspective on that. And so you grow up with lacking some of these things. And I know they're lacking. And so I just try to improve on that. That's and you actually help me with that, Jeff. You definitely do.
Yeah, I like how we just kind of bring out certain aspects of us that we're a little rough on. And I think that's the benefit of reaching out to other streamers and if not collaborating, at least getting out there and talking and being open about things that maybe are rough on the edges of what you're trying to do. Trash Can Waves.
Well, no one's perfect.
No.
Hey, Trash Can Waves. What's going on?
Purple
man?
For coffee and blue for Smith. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I like it.
Sure.
Theme-wise, yes. I missed some people, so I wanted to back up. Patrick Murphy says, I don't want to ask the same question 100 times. However, is there a specific video on either of your channels you could point me to about mics? I'm actually working on a mic 101 with a friend of mine from a studio, but it's a ways away, so I would venture over to John. John, do you have a mic?
I have comparison mics over there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and we're going to make things a lot more professional later as we're developing things.
I am, Sammy.
So this way, if there is a question that comes up and it's lengthy and we can't answer it in a stream, we're definitely going to have a concerted effort for both of us to be able to answer things for you. And we're going to drive that to a website most likely. But Jeff has his email up here. I have my email up. I have a Coffee Talkin' Tech Instagram. You could DM and ask questions, and we don't mind that. So I literally have 10 questions a day in there. So if you go in and drop a question to either of us or an email.
You go to my channel, you go to the About, there's an email at the bottom. John also has that, and John, you can put your, because right now we've trying to merge the hosting and things, so we have to put up our own our own names for the moment. We'll get that fixed by next week. Zan, I know you're in the chat, Zan. I've seen you.
Hey, Zan.
I apologize because I feel like I've stepped over you, and I didn't mean to. Hello and good evening, sir. Look at that smile. Everything's better with Zan.
What's going on, Zan?
Everything's better with Zan. He says, John, I pulled the trigger and bought it. Did that ring a bell for you?
No. I wonder what he bought.
I may have stepped over you, Zan. I apologize because I've had some goofiness with
chat
chat
Zan
tonight.
If you're still around, if I missed it.
Yeah, please drop that in. And I'm sorry if I'm stepping over people tonight. Just bear with me. I'm working through some things.
So I had a really good. You want to catch up on this a little bit because I want to tell you something. If there's anything here.
Go for it. Going online, people is like stage fright for people. Yes, very much. It's the same things in your stomach, same fears. Ken does. He doesn't use wireless. Yep, got that. I'm near the bottom here, so I'm just going to finish them out.
I agree with that, Ken.
What is this here? He says, I'm one of them Fantasia dancing hippos. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Light on his toes.
He is light on. I have a feeling he is.
I think a lot of people, thank you, Cashew. The more empathetic you are, I think the more aware you are of others, and you become less judgmental, and vice versa. I think it's a weird convergence of things, and we all have reasons, whether it's nature or nurture or triggers in life, that get us to that point, but it's a constantly evolving thing within us, and it's very interesting.
And
Samantha,
even when you have children too, like, hi Samantha, even when we have children and stuff like that too, it's like you have to see these things, but like I said, everybody grows up a certain way, and by no means I'm sure there's some people, but it's not always perfect. And you take what you have, and then you notice as you get older that you're lacking in some areas, and then you just try to improve those things. And I see the way my wife is with my son, and sometimes I wish I could be more that way in certain ways. I see the way Jeff is in general, and I see some things that I can improve on. And actually, by talking to you and having some discussions with Steve Worthies, it's actually, I've been able to open myself up more. So that's really awesome.
You're really good about. I mean, we always have that initial reaction. We always have that, right? Oh, I don't really like tiramisu. Then you take a bite, and you're like, well, I don't know, it's not bad. Like, it's okay to have baby steps in evolution. I think that's what we are. I mean, we're all constantly trying to grow. It's good to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people about those things, and you're always good about being honest about it. You're honest about how you feel, but you're also very open. Honest, You're very open to kind of going, well, I don't know, I don't think this, but let's talk. We're always happy to help. Please come in and drop any questions you guys want anytime, and we're just catching up on everything. And
I love Brian's comment here.
It was a great inspirational thought, right? And and I don't have children, but I know that there's an extra level of that awareness and empathy that a lot of people get when they have children, and that changes people, right? I mean, but
the thing here is, though, that, like, sticking to the topic of YouTube and streaming and all this, it goes into every area of your life with the self-awareness, right? Because if you are very egotistical, right, everything you do, you think it's awesome, your self-awareness gets thrown out the window. And then also, if you have that kind of pompous attitude and then people give you some constructive criticism, a lot of times you can't deal with that and it gets shut down. Yeah. And I think being self-aware lets you see the things that you can really need to improve on. And then there's that whole balance of not beating yourself up to make those corrections, right? Because it's one or the other. And I think I have a pretty good balance with that, because I definitely feel I need, like, there's no doubt about it, I need work in every single area, but it doesn't stop me from just moving forward when I have a decision, but
Yeah.
I like shiny things on the side, and then a lot of times I give up too early.
Yeah, and that's the worst part is, and everybody's been a part of that, you know, we deal with all the other things, the nervousness, this and that, and then the question is, are we going to give up on ourselves? Are we going to put equity into ourselves and realize, oh, good, I'm not perfect, and it's okay to have doubt and blah, 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 but to continue on is really hard. It always comes back to being kind to yourself. We say this all the time. I've seen other people say it. But being kind to yourself, and like yesterday, and it's funny because people are like, oh, you must be kind to yourself all the time. Well, no, you should have been here yesterday. Was not kind to myself at all. But now that's like saying, I'm going to be perfect. I'm never going to eat, again, tiramisu ever again. I'm always going to eat carrots. You're not. It's okay. You know, you're never going to be perfect. That's not about being perfect. It's about how you respond to the thing, right? How do I respond to not being perfect? How do we respond to, so awareness would be going, I'm not being kind to myself, but I'm aware I'm not being kind to myself. And, you know, if anybody read The Power of Now, there's a great, which is a tough read, by the way, but basically, at the end of the day, it's about finding a way when you're having anxiety, depression, or thoughts to find a way to stand outside yourself and observe your thoughts happening without judgment. And the minute you do that, there is an awareness now. And so it doesn't fix everything, but it is the catalyst. It's the absolute trigger to fixing and getting you through that moment. And so being aware of that with yourself is also really important. It's not just about being aware with others, right?
Yeah.
Brian says, I've been putting some real hard work, self-work lately. It's been worth every moment. There's no better investment than self-work because everybody benefits. It's not just you, it's people around you, it's society. You know, I think people are like, oh, it's so selfish to work on yourself. No, it's selfish not to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Be okay with that. Spend some time, and maybe it's just going outside and living and looking at birds and trees. I don't know. Patrick says, I feel I'm the most nervous right before I go live. Yeah, once you go live, the nerves go away. And that's that thing, your mind, once your mind gets present, it can't think. That's the old anxiety trait. When you're ruminating, it's usually because your mind is not thinking or capable of thinking something else. So once you get thrown into something that makes you micro-focus or become myopic, that falls away a little bit. So that's probably why that happens. It's very true with any artist or any person who has to go live on stage or anything. It's very true.
I want to ask Patrick, is he nervous about everything going right and like correctly and smooth? Or are you nervous about just being live yourself? Because I always wonder what people are thinking, because I am always worried about everything working out properly. Like when I hit that go live, is it going to go live? Yeah. Am I going to run into some kind of thing that's weird? I am definitely not nervous about being in front of everybody. It is two different things. But I'll tell you, I'm so jacked up about worrying whether or not everything will go so smooth. I actually do get a little anxiety about it.
I think it's all that. I think it's, and then I always hear people say, I heard Tommy say it. I'm just going to call him out. I know he's live, I think, or he's going live tonight.
Okay.
He might be, but he said, you know, I think it was Tommy who was saying, I used to get on and like, if there were, you know, I was worried there were going to be 10 people, or somebody put it out there, and we've all said this, but so maybe I'm not getting it right, Tommy. But, you know, they start worrying about who the numbers watching. That's another thing that can throw you. So you've already played into another fear, and that can already start to pull you under the water a little bit. It's easy to do. We all kind of do it. I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I can't just, whether it's 1 million fans or it's one fan, play the gig the same. And because you're going to learn something from it regardless. You're going to be there anyway. Play the tune the same way. Play it with the same energy. You're going to learn, and something's going to grow from that. So always play whether it's 1 million people or one person in the audience, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's the same, and that's like how you test things. Even when you test, like Jeff, you've gone like you go in just like an athlete, just like a musician. You guys don't go in there, okay, let's just test. Like, dude, there's going to be people watching. It needs to be just like it goes down that night. You got to practice like you play. You got to practice like you play, and that's where people get into trouble, where they're like, well, I start taking shortcuts because it's not. No, you got to
Put on the clothes you're going to wear, even like the whole dress rehearsal thing. Sometimes you need to do that. Like make it a dress rehearsal. Like this is absolutely going to go live. Any shortcomings you do, I don't care how small it is. It could be that, I'm not even going to make the tee no. Stage it exactly like you're going to do it, from lights to cameras to your software, your music. It has to be exactly the same. And that conditioning will allow your myelin sheathing or whatever they call it. It'll just get you past that conditioning aspect. Best advice.
And then on top,
good
I
advice.
was going to say on top of that, like that's after we're working a 40-hour work week. You're driving 2 hours of spending driving home, taking care of your family. And so plus, I just want you to know, like we can definitely relate to everything outside of then streaming. It's not like we sit home and, we do. I probably spend another 30 hours a week on top of my job with trying to get this stuff better and better. So,
and
I would say.
I mean, look, again, you give advice, but sometimes it's hard to take advice and really live with it. And a lot of things we talk about tonight, I'm still trying to deal with as I go through. It's been a very tough thing for me to go from the live streaming into making my own videos. A lot of it's been logistics, and a lot of it's been internal struggles because of the differences. It's coming along, but it's absolutely tough, absolutely slow. And I think it's just best to say it. It's not where I wanted to be. That's frustrating, but it is what it is. And once it happens, it's going to be great. It's going to happen when it happens. I don't care. I mean, I care, but let it go. But some days are just tough. We have to just, again, if it's a tough day, just be aware, move on, and use your tricks to get through it. Patrick says it's a little bit of both. Going live is definitely out of my comfort zone, and that's why I do both. Yeah, and your recorded lives do help. Like, they do really set you up. You get used to looking at the camera, the cold dead eye of the camera. It is a little bit different, obviously, because you have chat and live, and anything go wrong, and but it's exciting. There's something about a live performance with shared aspect of it that really gets people going. You start taking that live risk out of it. If I'm going to somebody and they're just lip syncing to a song or to a track they're playing to, it's a bummer because there's no risk here. I'm watching Muppets play music. That's not for me. There's a risk factor that you want to see in that experience where it could go wrong. Now, I don't want it to go wrong. I don't really want it to crash and burn. I'm just appreciating that it's not. And they're doing so well with some complex stuff, right? Abel's Treasures, how you doing tonight? A kindly subscriber from the other night from Paul's, stream. Again, great stream. Perfect convo for me to listen to. Been thinking of doing lives, just thinking so far. The biggest, great. I'm glad that resonates with you. And as you're thinking, I think that's the first place. I mean, okay, logistics aside, but setting a camera up you can get to, setting your mic up you can get to, but getting yourself to find, and that's where I'm at with the recorded. This is easy for me. Going on the recorded, I'm putting too much pressure on myself. So it's the reverse. Right. So I can really appreciate where you're at. And just sit with it. And the more you talk about it, like if you want to come in and have these conversations, or if you have something like this is bothering me mentally or logistically on the lives, really come in here and drop it. You don't even have to have a question. Just say, hey, this is bothering me. And I guarantee you we're going to probably have that shared experience, because the more you talk about these things and what is bothering you, I guarantee you things just get calmer. That's why we love being the Stream Buddy channel, because I think it's the best way to move forward on these things. We are practice. Yeah. We talk about practice.
And so I have a question for Abel Treasures. If he goes live, will he be going through StreamYard or not? So that's my question. Is he going to use StreamYard?
Right. Great question. So what do you have set up? Where are you at in your journey of that live, in that process? I mean, are you comfortable with where you at with your physical components? Are you comfortable with, going live and you in chat, having things to say, or the platform? Where are you at? If you want to share that, we'd love to know where you're at and see your growth.
He's pretty new with the channel. Yeah. And so I actually just subscribed to him because he definitely caught us through Tommy and stuff. And I left a comment. But it's, I think it's a great mixture of making videos and going live. And that kind of thing going together is this going to make your channel grow even that much more. So I think it's a great idea, and it's very brave of you to just jump right into that. And I hope you do. Yeah. I hope you do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I dig the avatar, by the way. It's pretty cool. Patrick Murphy, I try to broadcast as if I'm talking to one person and to that person. I think that is really that's great. I think it's always great advice, and I don't really want to envision John in his underwear, so I don't go to that extreme. But there is something to it. I noticed, again, repetition. I was doing the recorded a while back, and I was like, what the heck? I would look into the cold dead eye, and I couldn't keep the script. I couldn't keep my mind focused. But the more you do it, it becomes an easier thing. Again, repetition. Yeah. But that's the thing about not quitting. That next step, that next time that you do it is going to be the one. So you've got to keep rolling the dice and throwing. It's house money. Keep throwing. You're eventually going to hit snake eyes. Just go for it, and don't give up.
And then
on
talking about like, if he's doing recorded video and you come across like that, that's great. But when you're going live, you also you want to come across that same way. But then you also have to keep in the back of your head that there's a bunch of other people watching, and sometimes you can't get to everything that one person wants, and that's when you do tell people to reach me out through DM. Tell me exactly what your problem is, because a lot of times you need extra info, and so if you tell people to give you all the info and they can send it to you via a DM or an email, it lets you analyze that problem even closer, and then you can go over step by step with somebody. And then you're not losing the whole track of what's going on in the live stream, because you're there for everybody, and so you have to balance that out, and you will not know how to do that from the get-go, and it will be something that you'll improve on over the streams. And also along the way, the way you operate with the chat will be an improvement too as you go. Whereas you see a lot of new people, they'll just put every little thing up, mostly because there might not be so much going on in the chat, so you want to keep things flowing nice. But when there's a lot of things coming into the chat, it will be like culture, it will be like a shock, and you got to change it up and go for the things that are a little bit more important, which we're getting the hang of, right, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Thank you, man. I've been working out, stretching. So these flips get a little bit easier when you do that. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll hang out for a few more minutes and then we'll call it. But once we got on, I'm really happy with it. It threw me. That's the whole thing too, is I'll talk about it. I'd like to be so above it that I'm like, it didn't throw me. It did throw me. Of course it does. You can't not have that. Well, I don't know if we're going to kill the stream tonight or what we should do. I don't care how calm you are. It still throws you.
No, Jeff. But remember what happened to me that one night and I freaked out?
Yeah.
Jeff is like, dude, you gotta just take a chill pill.
Like, dude,
I was like,
I was worried about a hole in the. My glasses are focusing on that. I was worried about a hole in the wall that night. Like,
no,
calm down, man.
See, that's the thing. I get loud, but I don't get. Yeah,
you don't get violent.
No, it's just a matter of like, like I just don't want to. No one's supposed to touch my computer.
And they did, and it was not good. It did not end well.
No, but I can't. You know what I mean? My wife does so much. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean,
I would never be where I am without her. So.
But you know what? That's fine. But we all have a moment where we're just stressed, and that happens. What I do when that happens, it's rare. I'll be just like, hey, look, in a moment, sorry. I shouldn't have, whatever. But
it happened at the worst time. Right?
It was not a great time. It was not a great time. And
how that goes.
Yeah, I didn't get up on that one, but I can see. So Brian says, I definitely have the llama envy. That beautiful artwork is Jay's stream is awesome.
It is beautiful. Roxanne outdid herself with that.
Look at how awesome. I just love the contrast. Now, I did throw a spotlight or a little light on, and I thought it was cool, but I wanted to keep the stream a little bit muted, and I wanted to see if anybody saw it. Just curious. It's fun to look for things.
Oh, I noticed it right away.
Yeah, I like to move things around, so it may get moved around here and there as in the back of the studio like an Easter egg. So it's fun to do stuff like that. Abel's, and I don't know Abel's name, so Abel, you should drop your name if you want. Great question.
I think it's Abel.
It's been a rough night for me, Abel. Great question. It was a step over there. I'm debating with StreamYard or another service. My issue is no script. Do I make an outline or just talk about struggles of my niche? Assuming about the okay, so live stream. People do talk about scripting. I do not script anything, but I wouldn't advise that either. What I would say is, here's what I would do. Some people, I don't care if it's paper, pen, or if you want to go crazy like me and use Notion. It doesn't matter. But yes, I think having a bullet point of topics, if they need to be in an order for you to have some, great. If you feel you can jump around, great. Make them big to read. Put them in it. Don't overword it. You don't need a whole 4 sentences. You know the topic if you can lay out 4 or 5 words. And give yourself some topics to talk about. And another one would be create 3 to 5 questions for chat. So let them do a little work as well. If you're feeling like, hey, I don't know, I need to pull something. I don't care if there's 2 people. Right. Just throw it out there. What are you guys up to? What is your streaming service? Where are you at in your journey? Find some questions to help yourself. That does create some energy. They'll be with you. They will fight for you. Chat does it for me. For other people, they'll fight for your success.
I agree with that. That is, the bullet points is a great thing, because then you don't, what I tend to do is you forget about something that is a good topic that you wanted to talk about. So at least if you have the bullet points up, and then if you don't get to those bullet points, you might be using that on the next discussion, but at least you filled the time up. And if someone, and that's what you have to learn, is going with the flow of the chat. So if the chat wants to stick on this one topic that much longer, just go for it, man. Let them drive the way for the most of the time, because they're there for you, and they're also there for all the enjoyment about what they get excited about. And so without them, you wouldn't have that chat.
Yeah, it's true.
That live stream. So let them drive the way and roll in that kind of fashion, and I think you're going to have success. And also, being too scripted is not something that I like to do, but you want to be able to flow free and show your personality, because that's what live streaming is all about. You don't get to do that when you do your videos, and this is your chance to really connect with people, and don't fake anything. So.
I want to talk about what Patrick wrote here, which is very nice, but I want to just circle that and say, with the lives, yes, the script itself, I know the script itself won't work. I'm just saying, be prepared. Like, just prepare. Like, if you're doing a show, learn your music. I'm going to always use these analogies. You don't go there acting like you're just going to wing it and you heard the song 3 times. Learn it. In your case, like, say you have a topic or a shell of a topic, go learn some things. Go to Wiki, pull out some ideas that are a little out there, and take that influence. But know what you're going to talk about, not necessarily when you're going to talk about it. If you have control of the content that you want to speak of that night, you're going to be fine no matter what you have written down. So I think that's the biggest thing. People act like I prepare. Like I have to. Tonight my preparation was getting vMix done, but if you have a topic, do the work. Patrick, this is a wonderful thing to say. Got to go. I just wanted to say, you guys were the reason why I started to do live shows, which, by the way, if that is true, I'm really bowled over and just amazed. Thank you. I mean, that is, that's good. Let's mic drop the show. Basically, yes, if these guys can do it, that's what I say. Like, if John can do it, I can do it. I love you. We get the humor. That's why we love you, because you get our humor. But seriously, I appreciate your encouragement. And
thank you.
I don't know. I mean, you've been growing and growing and growing. That's beautiful. And you're inspiring on your own, because you're someone who is in a niche that I really enjoy, like productivity, the apps, and all those type of things. So I watch you do your videos and do your lives on those, and they're nudging me to get out there. I want to do what you do, and so you're inspiring in your own way as well. So it's an energy that goes around and comes back at us. And so if we can get you out to do your lives, then your lives will influence me. And so that is kind of the circle of life in the streaming world, I think.
And I love what you just said about the energy, right? Because I feel like it's the people that you're connecting with, and the energy that goes out and comes back in. And when it's that really positive energy, man, it really pushes me to a great week. I'll tell you that. It just
that energy always grabs you to perform and to produce. I mean, it's just like when you have a bad stretch, it also can pull the other way. That's the danger, and that's again about being aware. Hey, when things are going well, it's easy. I'm on top of the world. I got a bunch of subs. People love me. I got some views. Oh my God. You're motivated. You're fine. But, you know, when you're not.
But when you start controlling your stream the way you want and sending out the energy that you want returned and respecting that, then wow, some amazing things start to turn around.
They really do. And then as you get comfortable, you just like even making, like everybody's like, oh, just do your videos. It's going to be garbage. Live streams the same way. Your first live streams are absolute garbage. Mine were just a funny joke to go back and watch now. And this will be a funny joke as far as how I stepped in. But I'm loving this tonight. And as time's going on tonight, I'm getting more comfortable. You guys have been great. And then, you know, I can't wait to build off of this. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, it's tricky.
You are.
This is all a new environment with chat and the whole ecosystem. And so just trying to keep it up. I appreciate that. That's see, like these little comments really do help people. She remembers that night.
Yeah, I remember that night too.
Patrick Murphy, I used a bullet. I have to tell you, Danielle, I was like, blink if you're okay. Blink if you need help.
I saw it in your face.
I was like, I said nothing because I've been that angry.
Yeah, but I had to yell that loud because they're up at the other side of the house. They're too like.
I've yelled that loud and so I've not had to do it. It's just that I was young and dumb and didn't know how to control my stupidity or what was, you know,
just a couple of weeks ago.
I know. Oh, Daniel, you're a saint. Patrick Murphy says, I used a bullet point style and always have a pen and paper close. Yeah. And that, I'm a bullet journal fanatic
like that.
And just using that technique. Now, of course, in the end of the day, bullet points and bullet points. So you don't need to be a bullet, you know. I'm just saying that bullet points can be your friend. Whether they're Notion, whether they're written on paper or crayon. I like crayon. Put them on my fridge when I'm done. It's just something about that too. It's like anything too. If you just write it out, that's that whole thing where it builds and brings that into your brain more than just talking it out or trying to think about it. Just that hand to paper always makes a more mental rut into your memory. So Art says, thus should be a podcast, Stream Buddies podcast. That'd be a 10%. 10, huh? How about 9 and a coffee mug from John? We okay? All right. Okay. I think we're in. I think a Stream Buddy podcast would be fun, John. And I think there's some things that we're talking about, we're working on that have a lot of legs. And Art,
I mean, we're not far off that now. I mean,
we're doing a visual podcast, but there's some other topics and ways that we could do it. But look who is over here saying hi to us, these lovely people. Corey, I owe you a phone call. It just went right through my brain.
Oh my God. Oh, by the way, he says that you can call late. He's a night person. I don't know how late that is.
Yeah, how late can I call you? Like, if I get off here shortly or... Yeah. Okay, so...
He did tell me that, but late to some people and late to someone else.
I know, like different. Late for me is 4 a.m. But I apologize. I got under it, and I'm not making excuses. I forgot. I own it. But if you didn't,
you know what? Here's your chance to say you want to be part of it.
I'm
right?
1,000% want to be a part of this. I would be sad if I wasn't. So I'm just honored to even be considered. I can't wait to do it. I think it's a great topic. I have a lot to say on it, and I'm not even saying that facetiously. I think there's just some great things that you and I could talk to, how they transverse into what we do, as they know.
Yeah.
So
we don't have a loss for words.
Yeah. They might want to mute us. We never script, but we do have at least 3 topics that we know really well with the time limit. Time limits keep us from rambling. Yeah. We do try to check each other on rambling, but in a way that we can always tell. I can tell when you're nudging me. I think you can tell.
That's enough about that.
Let's go on. We're done. We're done. We're going to have to talk about the show. You made me feel little. You made me feel small, Mr. Ryan. Ken goes about a small outline. I'm leaning into the mic, which is something I told him I wouldn't do. I do a small outline custom to my guest, but I don't script. I use it as a guide and follow engagement. I think an absolute script is just a disaster, really, unless you're doing something that is along the line of educational for like a Zoom. Maybe it's a webinar. Maybe you could get away with that. But I think in this world, like I do a lot of those type of things. But even then, I don't know, man. I think that's a great way to go.
I feel if you script too much, you lose the creativity. So.
Oh, man, Ken. You know, and the reason... like I'm hem-hawing and feeling all warm and fuzzy is because I just, I've watched some things he's been doing. He's just killing it, by the way. I've watched what he's doing on Instagram, and I just thought to myself today as I was pulling up his stuff, and I think it was about what was it? What would creators think or do? I can't remember the title. Ken, I apologize. I was looking at but I was thought to myself, this guy, he's just doing it. Like he's branding, he's PRing, he's getting out there, and I have to be careful because
excuses.
Well, there are reasons and excuses, but I had to be careful to say.
Oh, there always is.
I had to be careful to say, oh, I'm already like light years behind someone like this. And I thought, why are you making a competition? Just learn from it. He's such a great guy. You know, just listen to his thing with Dan and you just go down that monkey train. Again, just being aware is so important again, it's not about being perfect. It's about catching yourself before you go down too far of a dark path, and you end up going down a ravine. And so that's all that is. It's just a way, it's a light. So that means a lot coming from you, Ken. I really appreciate that. Probably more than you know. Who is that Giga, our friend? How are you doing? Gigi.
Thanks.
It's so
Thank
great.
you so much.
Giga yeah. It's so great to see you. I've seen you around doing your things, and I'm just so happy to see what you're doing. Great to see you. I really appreciate you stepping in here and giving us your warm hi.
I saw her vlog stream the other day too. She was walking around vlogging. She's always doing something different, enjoying herself.
I really enjoy that, and I like seeing people do that I've kind of met or know in a way. For some reason, that matters more. Like, how is so and so doing it? You know, how is Dan doing X? Like Dan was doing his stream last night, and I'm like, I picked up immediately 5 things going. Yeah, I learned, and just the way, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I know what he's doing, and I know why he's doing it, and I'm an idiot for not doing it. Although the timing is not right to do a lot of what he's doing yet. But man, he's a clinic. And I think Ken's a clinic as well. Yeah. It goes in there. Absolutely. Now with your head, it kind of falls out the other side, maybe, but we're going to work on
a giant head.
Yeah. Todd, where's the Christmas trees?
I don't.
Wait, what happened? Where are the Christmas trees, Todd?
The Christmas tree is back.
Yeah. I mean, that's really a disappointment, sir. I don't know what to tell you.
He may have felt nervous, but man, did he do great. Yeah.
I have to say, I know you felt nervous because you're not human if you don't, but you walked through that really well. And I thought I said to John afterward, you did really good with chat. I mean, chat's where you kind of you go, how are they going to handle chat? And,
I was actually saying to myself, am I being a little too sarcastic? I was like, because I think we were joking around a little bit.
We were.
And sometimes I don't want that to come off wrong, but
we like to give energy, but sometimes, you have to really, what do you say? Read the room. You got to read the room. And sometimes we're so excited and we want to come in and kind of go, hey, buddy, put your arm around them. And then sometimes we're caught up and we might be a little too comfortable. And we pulled it back in and we both said, oh, maybe we need to, let's not get too carried away yet. You know,
I think we've all typed something at times and
redact.
We talked about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just hit delete. Like this is not meant for this. You're welcome.
Anytime. We're so happy you're here to ask the questions.
Thanks for coming into the stream, by the way.
Absolutely. I hope you come back. We're so glad for you here and those questions and come back, talk about it. Abel's on Daniel, Darlene. Drinky kind of caught up to me. Jeff got to make awesome. She is awesome. I hope she fixed that hole in the top of the mug you gave her. Jeff got to make a llama song to drums.
Sorry.
Do I gotta do that?
No.
Darling, do I? Darling, you gotta be careful. You live like 20 minutes up the road. I might make you come down here play harmonica with me while I play some drums. I could probably do a llama song somehow. I can think about it. And I probably wouldn't do drums. Oh, this guy, Bruce Becker, found me.
Hey, there's your buddy.
So Bruce Becker, I don't know. I won't go too deep into it, but I would tell you what, I think he saved. Yeah, there we go. First time. Bruce doesn't need me stroking him, but he's got one of the best drum technique gurus that the universe has, and his work speaks for itself. And he's out of Los Angeles, but I am honored to work with Bruce. He is still really my instructor. He saved my my playing in a way because my technique wasn't working. He's done it for a lot of people you listen to. And we're actually going to be doing something this weekend, I think. So moderates for him. And yes, Bruce, thank you. You're busy. I know you're super, super busy. And for you to stop in and say hi means a lot to me.
I wanted to...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wanted to give a cheer because Jeff is always so talking super highly of Bruce and everything that he does and how great his streams are. So that is awesome.
he touches a lot of people. There are drummers who get past, I mean, obviously we're still a lot of very young drummers, but there are a lot of drummers who get into that 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 age. And a lot of times there's injuries, there's things that happen. They gave up and Bruce can bring them to a lot of times world-class playing with that technique. And it takes a lot. And I've learned a lot about how to approach practice and failure. The Practicing Mind, Bruce, the book. I read that. There's a couple of them. There's so much to be learned from learning new things, and he taught me a lot of that stuff. He is a Yoda, for sure. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you allowing me to stop and have that moment and talk to Bruce because it does mean a lot to me. Art, done deal, but really just recording those, released audio versions. Yeah, we might do that. I don't know. We'll get on to it. John and Jeff are made for this medium. So much natural talent and hard work. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. That's really
Brian.
Awesome.
You know, Brian's funny because he's like this and this and this, and he comes around.
I'll send you that PayPal.
Oh, he's such a, I don't know, the world's a better place for people beautiful. Like Brian's. And it's so easy to say after a comment like that, but it's not. I would say it without it. Yeah, Mr. Becker in the chat. Yeah, everybody give Bruce a welcome. Awesome. He's got a lovely family, some lovely children, and he is just a world-class musician. Laquita and Corey, I will say you two are great with easy navigating conversations. Well, that's interesting because we always talk about yours and the content you put out. So, that feedback is really lovely because as much as we appreciate you and we go into your streams because of that, to get that feedback is always helpful, and to know and to feel that's wonderful. Oh, thank you, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you more than you know. I can see the Dan, and I can see that respect that you have. I feel it too. John feels it too, as do many other people that I think are streamers. And you look at Dan and go, that is the way to do it. It is not easy. It's a grind. It's commitment. There are no hacks, Bruce. See, Bruce and I always talk about the hacks there are no hacks to learning new things. You got to get in there. You got to do the work, and you got to be consistent. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. And I think we talk about that. I don't know if it was you or the other day, I was just having this conversation. It just seems like constantly I have that conversation. It was with someone else actually it was a conversation with somebody in Laquita's and Corey's group. And we were just talking that like people start out in YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and they're just like, they think they're going to get like instant gratification. People are going to find them. They're going to have 1 million subscribers in 3 months, and they're just not used to doing the hard work that it takes for the long term. And it is not an easy thing to do. And Jeff and I talk about this a lot. We talk about the mistakes that I made, the mistakes that I've seen other people make. And when you just getting started and you hit certain levels where you see things take off in different areas and you just don't know how to address it or how to do the next thing after something does well. You have one video and you're not responding to it doing well to benefit you the next round, or you have a few videos happening where you can start setting up your merch and different segues and different videos to all connect each other. It's just so much to learn, but it is like you watch other people that are successful. You don't have to figure it all yourself. But if you feel in the first year that you're getting burnt out, you better step back and start evaluating exactly what you're doing. Not saying that you won't get tired, you won't have down days, but you really need to step back. And Jeff and I have deep discussions amongst each other and down here about really setting yourself up for success. And Jeff is going through that balance exactly as we speak. And then also, you think that it changes when you become a big YouTuber.
Oh, no.
It doesn't change as much as you think by talking to a lot of bigger YouTubers where they still have those same exact struggles on all those multiple levels of success.
Yeah, you might as well deal with it now. You might as well just go ahead and start understanding some of that now, because it really doesn't change. It's like more money, more problems. But a lot of this is more subscribers. You know, maybe not, but in a way, more problems. You know, I watched. I got to get to chat, but I just want to say, you know, I watched something really interesting as a Packer fan. I watched a special about Brett Favre and the trials and tribulation because of how he left that team, and then they eventually brought him back. It was a very ugly situation. But what I was watching was, here's a guy who talks about how weird it is when you're done with winning MVPs and Super Bowls, and he's in a dark room. He's like, there's nothing there, and all you have is memories. And I that's that point of stop chasing subs, stop chasing fame. Stop chasing all that nonsense and enjoy the journey, because I'm telling you, at the end, I don't care how many trophies you have, they don't do anything for you in a dark room. The memories do, and on the connections you build that may still be around will do, but the other things won't exist. They don't matter anymore.
If you're appreciating the memories.
Again, if you're nurturing them, if you are cultivating, if you're cultivating and recognizing the people and the networks, if you're only competing against other people and even yourself to a point you're unhappy and the process is negative, there is no award that's going to really make you happy. Okay, there's no $100,000 subscriber thing that's going to make you happy, because then you're just going, well, I'm not at a million. That's a really rough road to go down.
There will be many people who aren't traveling that same road, and they're making a YouTube channel with the idea right from the get-go of profit, and there are avenues that you can take to make those things happen faster, because you can utilize different topics and situations in the world to grow your channel that much faster. But if you're looking to do something totally organic, like kind of like how Jeff and I are, it's a long, hard road, and you better put your nose to the grindstone.
Yes, it's a long road. Now, some people get into a niche and they'll get a little more traction. I mean, there are always exceptions to the rules, but there's no way that John and I were going to put out a shingle on YouTube and go, hey, everybody, come on in. And it's not. And sometimes we'll have 30, 35, people in at one time, sometimes, and I'm going to have less because, quite honestly, I have 175 subs. I'm very happy for every one of the persons in here. I feel that's success. Absolutely. Because I'm having a conversation with people that like me and I like them, and it's a real conversation, and that's all that matters. If I start chasing subs and I go, I should have 30, well, I'm already miserable. What have I achieved? So those mean nothing when everything's done for me. I know it's a really deep level philosophy, but I'm just saying that it really was weird to see somebody who'd won all those things sitting in a dark room going, and it's just quiet. There's nothing. There's no fans to tell you this or that. And then he was like, I realized what was important, my connections, people I played with, my coaches, my family, my friends, the fans, and everybody kind of gets back to that. So Roxanne says, my soul woke up at 3:24. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, she's in the UK, right? So I could...
France.
I do that every time. So I could say hello to you guys. You really are that. Oh, no. Well, look at that llama back there. Look how awesome you are. So Roxanne was critical to getting this all the way from France. It is handmade by a beautiful hands of an artisan over there, Elizabeth at Flamingo Animations over there in France. You're always trying new stuff, and we just want to be behind you and cheer you for every step, and we feel that. We feel that wind.
Thank you.
John's big wings. And you have a tambourine. Okay, well, then we're good to go on that. That's not a problem.
Well, got to have a tambourine, man.
Words of wisdom. I'll tell you what, words of experience sometimes bring the wisdom. Like, we all bring our experiences, right? I think. Now look, some people all they really care about because of necessity. There are going to be people in other countries who are like, I don't care. I just need the money. Like, I'm in a poverty area. Look, again, I'm not speaking to that. I understand why you would go after that really hard and go, that's because I need to eat. So there are always exceptions to the rules, but generally speaking, I'm not trying to.
And that was my reason for saying, like, there's different situations and everyone's trying to achieve different goals.
Right.
And so,
right. Yeah, no, it's true. And I don't want to overgeneralize anything,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That step back is just fine to do. Preserve yourself so you can go far and appreciate it. Yeah, I think people always worry if I step back. I guarantee you, if you step back, you're going to learn one of two things. One is you're like, this isn't for me. And that's good clarity to have. Or I just need to step back and now I have new energy, which is the case most of the time.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, it's so true. Oh, I just heard that in my head and I was like, oh my God, that's so true.
So since we're caught up, I want to talk about what this particular person said about it was more directed towards what I'm trying to achieve with my channel, but it was pretty much you and I have discussed this. And so it was on the same level. So it was pretty much exactly how you felt. So we've had numerous people that we're friends with come to us and say like, you guys got to do this and guys got to do this. And you could be making money here and here in this aspect and sell yourself here. And so this particular person asked me on the phone, they're like, so what's your goal with the channel? You know? And I was like, to be really honest with you, it's something that I really haven't focused on about a financial situation or about making money. It kind of surprised me how the channel took off. And then from there, I don't care about any of that stuff right now because I feel like you got to do one thing, which is reach people, connect, help as many people as you can for so long to the point where people are saying like, the real things about you, right? That those guys go out of their way. Those guys come and connect. Those guys relate. Those guys put in the time. They don't take shortcuts. They're not looking for a way to zigzag to a money type of thing. And I don't want to ever come across like that. And when it gets to the point, and this is where I have to think in my head, when it gets to the point that the time becomes so much a big deal to help people, I think that's when I'll say, if you want to reach out to me and book an hour or a half hour and then get paid for that, I think at that time I'll make a decision. So to tell you right now that can go pretty far until I feel that way. So I just want to help the people who are there. And then we help all these people learn how to stream or they improve. I mean, then like a year or two, they come back and they're like, it sounds like Patrick saying, I really appreciate how much you guys cared. And I just want to, because to me, that's like heals my soul.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody right away wants to talk about money all the time. It's like, and that's not where we're at. I mean, that's not why I did this. I mean, we may have personal goals to eventually get to, but if you start YouTube with any awareness, you realize, unless you are just an absolute monster, that you're looking at years. I mean, a lot of people don't even get monetized ever. If you look at the numbers of who even gets monetized on a percentage, it's fairly low. Yeah. Then you look at the people who do it. The amount of people who do it within the first 3 years, it's even lower. So why even worry about that? Like, that's something you should be working on. I just know that you can only do so many things. Now, look, some people may be able to do it. I just think that takes care of itself down the road, but that's not my goal. You know, I don't.
I mean, not that you can't have affiliate links, or not that you can't have buy me a coffee, because those things are are great. You know, and it's a little something. But I'm talking about.
Yeah, the idea that someone, I get what they're saying. It's a compliment. But the idea that you would take what you're doing, what you really love doing, and then somehow turn that into a money grab right out of the gate, which is weird to me. Like, I mean, it's, again, a compliment. But for me, we're just starting. What are we doing here? It's like, let's get settled and do some things and give value. That's what we need to be doing.
You gotta really work what you're doing to the bone to get that point where I feel like people feel you're so worthy because you've learned so much, you put in the effort, you put in the time.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we discussed, right? Like right now, in the way the world is, if you have a contractor that's available, most likely he's not the best contractor, right? Because
if he's sitting at home,
I know that's good is booked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tough.
So I want to get to the point where I've learned so much and have so much experience helping out. And I did say to this person, the only thing I think I could see myself really doing even at this point would be, say, if I put myself out there and I'm in New Jersey, there's tons of companies here, major companies, that someone could pull me out and say, hey, listen, I want to have a stream studio in my home. What can I do at $10,000, $5,000? And then I could go there and do that job. And it's not going to feel the same. Like, even doing the whole thing and the build out and getting paid for it, when you're on that level, it just doesn't feel the same. Whereas if I'm here and I'm talking to somebody who's just starting to stream, I hate to say it, and sound repetitious, but that kind of stuff just like really hits home with me.
Well, yeah, I agree. So, I mean, that's right now the payment. It's going to be payment for a long time, because the truth of it is, there's not enough time in the day now to do what you need to be doing for your own channels and your own families and your own selves. So like going down a path of like, oh, I got to monetize something and another. No, I don't need another side hustle. This is, that's not what I need. That's not the focus of this. And that would, yeah, that's kind of.
But the thing that was great is it was almost like they almost had a sigh of relief after I said all this. And they were just like, wow, I really like that answer. And I was like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just sometimes people don't think they throw out things because they want to be complimentary, but sometimes they don't think about some things, what that really means, and that's good. At least there was a meeting of the minds, and it's good.
Well, I think they were asking for the right reason.
The right reasons. I agree. That's the important thing. The spirit of the intent was there. Yeah, that song is just. I mean, people are losing their minds on that. Well, I tell you what, guys, it's 10:16. You guys have been great. Unless there's another tech question or something that we have to talk, I feel like we should put John to bed and let him do his thing.
Put me. You're always putting me to bed.
What time do you get up? 5 o'clock. You're a 5 a.m. guy?
On the average, no. I used to get up that early, but since I moved closer to work,
is that much of a difference?
I get up about 5:50 in the morning.
I was thinking maybe next week what I'll do as I get this flushed out is I'll get the camera set up or better with. I just show my setup, like do the we always do John's Star Deck 2020 layout, and maybe show how I'm doing it. See how my Star Deck's come along. I don't have quite the toys that John has, but I have a process. The way I've done it, I'm really enjoying it. I do not. I got like a 3-inch monitor and a bullet journal.
All the toys John has.
Meanwhile, it's the same mic, same arm, same interface.
Oh, there's Chosen Goods reseller. I absolutely remember you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. They dropped a name and I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I met you over at Philly Flippers and have completely overhauled my lighting and got it all today. Oh, well, that's very cool.
Awesome.
That is very cool.
She said she put an order in and she got a few things and that she was going to reach out and talk about any. I said if she has any questions, she says, yes, I would definitely like to reach out if I need to.
Do we know what she got for lighting?
I think she picked up the colored background lighting.
The little happy lights?
If I'm not mistaken, like we have. Yeah.
Okay.
When we were talking about it.
Oh, I love those.
In the stream. And then I think she also picked up, she might have picked up the Dasneys too.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, she'd be set then. Yeah. I mean, that particular setup can do so much for the money. It's insane, honestly. I mean, it's kind of incredible the quality of streams that you can get now for it's relative, but come on, for the money, let's be honest. So
I don't think you can really beat the price. So
no. Brian says, unless I missed it, what did you change about your camera, Jeff? It looks great. Well, first of all, thank you, Brian. We had talked, Brian, you and I went in and checked those HDMI cable settings. That wasn't the trick. I think, honestly, there was some, early on when I got the camera, I set up some memory stuff, and I don't know. I think I may have messed up in that, and there's some things that were just getting. I would think I was in 24, but in a bad one, and so I was using 60 probably. Well, I probably was using 24 and the wrong shutter. I don't know what. I don't really know. It was interesting because I flipped off the 24, and I don't know why it was on. And I went through some things and bam, it was just great quality. It was through OBS. It wasn't even through the vMix. So I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that it was helpful to have you and John continually go, do something.
Badger you about do something about that?
Do anything. You're like, it's been going on for months. I have nothing left to say. I am over you.
So yeah, because I've gone through this with you and I'm like, when are you going to take this seriously?
I took it seriously. It's just that dude, the difference
is like night and day.
Yeah, I knew it right away, and I thought
Brian sees it like right off the bat, and I saw it the second. And I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is how it should be looking.
Brian. Yeah, I'll contact you direct. I don't know. I knew there was one setting I went into that was set on 24, but who cares? I've been streaming in 24, but I don't think I should. Streaming in 24 is a bad idea. as in my world. So I think what happens, I had a memory setting, and it was for the 24 recording. I have three recorded. You can go 3 plus you can leave your default movie. That it can be a default setting. So you have 4 potential saves. I messed something up. I don't know. I was pulling up a 24.
I thought
it was awful.
Even Brian, I said to him, I thought he changed like his sharpening because I think he looked like over sharpened in the previous.
I didn't change any of that stuff.
He didn't touch that at all, and he just looks like everything just looks better. So I don't know exactly what he did, but
yeah, I just think it was on a 24, and I for some reason wasn't clicking.
It's so good.
So I'm so happy that it is measuring up better now, and I'm happy with it. It's look, I'm sorry it wasn't a month, 2 months later, but to have it happen tonight on vMix at 1080, that's okay with me. But thank you guys, because you guys really did help nudge me and corner me and do things. And sometimes we all need that. Kombucha, yes, let's see your setup. I'll do that. I'll do next week. I'll just do a little here's how I do my vMix. Here's how I set up I won't go into the minutia, but here's how my Stream Deck is controlling everything and how I set, if nothing else, I'll just say, here's how I set my intro scene with all the triggers and how how it goes down, and I don't have to do anything but hit push. And everything cycles through until I'm here. My name comes up. And for me, that's great, not to have to think about all that stuff. Stream Key next week would be a great lesson too.
And then I'm planning on Thursday.
I'm sorry, go
She got the lights, yeah.
She did, yep.
So on Thursday, I think I might,
awesome.
I have an extra set of the Dasneys in the closet.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably take those out. I want to go over them a little bit and show people them physically right in front of our faces a little bit.
All right.
And then I think I have a few things saved in my Amazon, and I just want to go over a couple of those things and show them. And then we'll get into a little discussion about some of these things. And I think, because they're not all expensive stuff, and so some of them are just like, if you're streaming with your camera and what you can use, and then a couple of things along the way.
That's a good point.
And the thing is, these lights here, we say it a million times, when I got these for $167, it will be the best money that you'll spend on for lighting to be able to start being serious with your YouTube channel or live streaming. So
I agree. I'm excited for
her. She's saying I love them. That's great.
Oh, I'm a big fan. Both lights. Yeah. And she always puts y'all, so that always makes me happy. Somebody wrote something here. I wanted to just kind of, yep to both is what it was. Off to Tommy's. Yes, I know Tommy's heading on. We'll probably head over there too and say hello. So tell Tommy, get prepared. And super reasonable prices. And good night, Marlene. Yes, Llama is cool. Totally enjoyed. Thank you so much. Ken, thank you so much for the support. Stopping and saying hi, dropping the comments, and doing what you do that inspires us as well. And she did say, I love them both. I think, you know what John might do is, maybe I'll just do overall, this is how I do my stream. This is my tools and how it's so simple. Really, when you look at this setup, I know people are like, it is kind of complicated, but it's not. Our setup is pretty streamlined.
I was just thinking, as soon as you said it was simple, I'm thinking, I don't know if people are going to think it's simple.
Yeah, maybe after 4,000 hours of practice and setting up with you, that's probably a really stupid thing to say.
You got to remember, just you being on the guest side gave you a lot of insight for a few months.
It did. Too. You're right. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to show you a couple few little things I do and how I use those tools and how I feel like they really are a game changer with vMix.
Well, you could show whatever you want, man.
It's true.
I don't care if you go upstairs and show your closet.
Okay, guys, I was like, what are you saying? I'm like, what? No. My cajones. What are you? This turned into a weird stream. My drums.
That was weird.
Not the cajones. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. Stop.
Stop.
Yeah. So you know what, John? I want to. We're gonna head up, but thank you, John. We spent a lot of time on a Sunday, which is very premium time. And you were very patient when I was not. You could tell I was not having a great day, and I was in pain.
Yeah, you weren't having a great day. Great day, but it worked out.
It worked out, and I was so joyful today because we spent that time when it wasn't, and then today to have that knowledge and do things on my own, and I was having fun, and things were progressing, and the stream key was unfortunate, but I'm as joyful as it had worked out. I learned.
The P word is always what gets you through. Perseverance. You kept going. You didn't
perseverance.
Give up.
And trying to maintain a cool head, which isn't easy. Let's be honest. Sometimes just you got to just go crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll just lower that. What were the light kits you guys mentioned? Okay. So do you have them handy by chance, or can
Sure.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and give the information. I think it's great information. These lights are, I just think for the price, they're a game changer. And they can, with the both pair, you can do, well, that's what I have. I have one of the lights on at 1%. I have one of the lights that he has over here. That's all I have on. And I have a nice scene. Oh, I do have that little Edison $3 bulb back there. So I have 3 lights on, but that's it. I don't have all the power.
Yeah, and that's why I want to go over them next week, because we talk about them so much that I want to show you the differences between, like, say, the Elgato lights. First of all, the price is going to be a big difference. Right now, you can get $15 off with these, so you can get both lights with a remote, with the light stands that connect to your desktop, and that's all for $180. And so if you were to get just the 2 lights from Elgato, that would be $400. So we're seeing a huge 50% at least saved on that. And then I can go over a couple little things and a little tricks and a little bit of differences to show you why they're so definitely good in some different ways. So. And by the way, that's the link right to it in the chat, and that is my affiliate link, by the way. So until Jeff has affiliate links, he's going to allow me to share them.
Yeah,
so thank you.
No,
Jeff.
I want. Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's great. I'm not going to be seeking that up for quite a while. I like this. Joy is greatness. That's as simple as that. Well, good night, y'all. I'll try and catch more of your next live. Well, thank you so much, and we do appreciate you coming here and dropping that. And joy is greatness is something that I will remember. I like simple phrases that catch it all. So yeah, we will see John at, I don't have a banner right now. We'll work on all that, but I mean, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Do you have a banner? Throw it up there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when you,
let's see what happens. See if it works.
Let's see if I cut you off at the knees. Where is the,
there it is.
Yeah. Let me put this over here. I haven't done a lot of the fades and stuff tonight. I kind of went with the simple one that I had. I just want to come play around while people are getting out of here. All right, I'll put you back.
If you leave it up there, it works.
Well, you're right. There we go.
Yep. That works best like that.
Yeah, I was going to put you up full bore, but for some reason I couldn't. Oh, yeah, here it was. I love this little camera, the virtual set with that camera. That's great.
You got to get rid of there you go.
There we go. Get rid of the guy. Get rid of that.
We didn't use much lighting tonight, but heck, that's good enough.
Well, sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes
I think I look a little bit not as good because I could use more lighting, but
I like the contrast of not. But then I have probably more stuff behind me that I use as a way to build contrast. But to have one of those lights back there in that blue, I dig that, and it shadows up. So like shadows are a cool thing, and people forget that. Like so that shadow back there, it's just neat to add that extra texture using just shadows. You know, I'm a big fan of that. So I kind of left the one that was over my head because I kind of like that movement.
See, I just use the remote just to up my lighting right now.
Yeah, I don't like it. What percent? What percent are you on? I'm just curious. What do you have both on right now, right?
Yeah, so I'm at 38% at 4,800 kelvins, and the other one is 36%.
So you must have your ISO at like 100.
Facing on me. My ISO is at 100.
It has to be really low. Okay. Yeah, if I put 38% on right now, it would be absolutely blinding you. Brian made a point here that he says I'm surprised at how bright they are for edge lit. Yes, thank you. Good night, everyone.
Well, that's how the Elgato lights are. Same thing.
I try to bounce them to make them double soft. Brian, I've done that. I've turned them. I have a wall right here. You can do it. How did it work for you? Did you like how it diffused or?
The thing is, if I'm gonna bounce them off the wall, because I had them set up like this. So
that's my 1%.
See how straight they are right now? They're facing like really straight, and so I'm trying to get the edge of the inside of the edge lit facing on me, so it's not like such the direct light.
Okay.
And then I tried, because I have a door over here that's white, and then I have another door that's white on that side. I tried facing them out and bouncing them off, but then I had to raise them up so high, and then it just literally, it will get, after hours being in this room, it gets starting to get a little bit warm, even though I have the AC on or whatever.
Yeah, I don't see. My problem is in my room, I want to keep my background dark, so without having the ability to barn door those or whatever. Then to me, turning them off to the side starts to wash my room out a little bit too much. So if you want a dark background, that's a problem, which is why I think long term I'd like to get something that I can use honeycombs or grids on. But
that's what I'm going to talk about on Thursday a little bit. I'm going to go over some pricing on some of that stuff I'm excited looking at.
Lighting, it always interests me. I from the get-go, lighting got me. I love how you could use lighting to do what you do. I've talked to you about it. Brian had some amazing ideas. I love that. Good night, everybody. Lovely stream. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, Giga. Have a great rest of your time. And John, she said. I look forward to that. I think this can be fun on Thursday to kind of check out what you got going on, and then.
It won't be long, just some little chat of some things I've been watching. Then Brian might have some opinions on it, and so I'm just curious. I don't know if he'll know some of the things, but I think he will. So I'm going to see what he has to say.
Your mom is. I think, but the only thing is, Marlene, if he's got it on his own screen, but on the full screen, are those still too small for you? It might be on. Those letters might be a little bit small on a phone, on your banner.
Oh, okay.
We'll go back and watch the replay, and we'll take a look at that. It's a great point, actually. I never really thought about that, but yeah, could be.
Yeah, I can make them bigger. I just don't want it to be like overpowering because, like right now, it looks like a really good comparison for.
Itself. It looks really good on the desktop, but that is always the thing. What do you say? Road rags from Matthews are cool for shaping light. I want to talk to you about that, Brian. That's something I want to actually talk to you more about. So let's hook up and have a discussion. That might be something that I'd like to look into and test out. Just a standard black flag would be awesome for John's room. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm always interested in shaping light. And right now I don't want to go out and spend all the money on on getting a whole thing. But maybe just playing around with some of the rags or some other ways of shape light would be kind of fun. Diffuse and all that nonsense. So
heck, do you think Thursday I should try to pull Brian in if he wants to?
Sure. It'd be interesting to hear. Yeah, I think that'd be a great topic to bring him in on, honestly. So if it's your stream, but I say yeah. Plus you could try out your 3-way virtual sets if you want.
I was going to say we could try my 3-way set just to try to get a flow of a third person there because I really would like to practice that. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of been holding me back a little bit of wanting to bring a third person or a fourth person on. Yeah. But if sometimes you just got to jump into it. So maybe I'll talk to if Brian's willing to jump in with us. We'll have him on. We could talk about that.
Let's see if he has a previous engagement with another streamer. Maybe you never know. He's a wanted man. I know. Well, we're not. So I don't know what to tell you. We are what we are. Well, I tell you what, look, Brian. You don't have to do it, but we both would love to have you on, and so reach out to John and let him know yay or nay. And if it doesn't work out, maybe another time we'll work that out, of course. In the meantime, John, I'll see you on the other side. It's been great. You guys are great. Love to you all. Peace. Have a great Wednesday for you people that are having Wednesdays tomorrow. If you're already in your Wednesday, I guess have a great rest of your day, and we're outie.
Something more than you and I could ever imagine. Come on, let's go. Tell everyone that you want to know, but I can't see.